On the final Saturday in the month of September, we say Happy Family Weekend 2024 from the Lambert Academic Village and in front of the Phi Beta Kappa Commons with Dr. Kyrie Walker. I'm Taylor Durham. You'll hear from Hannah Brady on the Elon sideline in just a moment. Welcome to CAA play. Elon and Richmond, first time since 2019 that the opener has been versus the Spiders of head coach Russ Huesman. Two ball clubs moving in opposite directions. Phoenix have lost 2 straight. Richmond comes in having won 2 straight. After leading Western 14-3, Elon's been outscored by the margin of 55-21 over the last game plus of a home game inside Road Stadium. One of the reasons they've lost 2 straight at home for the first time since the fall of 21.
I think one of the biggest areas of concern for the Phoenix right now is that they're not playing their brand of football. Head coach Tony Trisciani has spoken about that, specifically saying that when he turns on the film, he doesn't know necessarily who that team is. That's not Elon football. So the start of CAA play, a brand new season for the Phoenix. I mean, they could just look across the field and see the Richmond Spiders, who did not have a great out-of-conference last year, but got hot in CAA play, won the conference championship. All of the goals are still attainable for the Phoenix, but it starts with a fantastic game Saturday against the Spiders.
18th and final CAA go-round for Richmond and head coach Russ Huesman, a ball club that's bounced back. 0-2 in the setback at home to Wofford, and now they've won 2 straight. They put up over 500 yards of total offense last Saturday in Dover, and after trailing 10-0, reeled off 21 straight to win easily.
Yeah, the one thing about the Spiders is that they're very streaky. Even from last year, when they get rolling, it's really hard to stop them. Offensively, they like to run the ball, but they have playmakers on the outside as well. Defensively, they are a tough defense. They play fast, they play physical, they focus on getting the ball out. So the Spiders are going to give their absolute best. They understand what is at stake here for them to get off to a great start, but then also they want to take home the conference championship in their last year as well, and it will start with a big win potentially in Rose Stadium. So the Phoenix need to come prepared and ready to play for 4 quarters.
Let's look at our players to watch. We begin with the Elon Phoenix. We mentioned it earlier. The problem right now is on the ground. ETSU ran it for 256 and 4 touchdowns last Saturday. Third most the Phoenix have given up in the last 2 years, Villanova and William and Mary last year. Caleb Curtin, 7 tackles last Saturday, 15 tackles the last 2 games. Understands Phoenix defensively need to be better right now.
Yeah, and I think it all starts with that front 7 of the Elon defense, making that first tackle on initial contact. Because what's happening, especially that we saw with ETSU, once the running game kind of gets rolling and it gets past that initial line of scrimmage, the running backs for the opposing teams are having a field day, getting an additional 5, 6, 7 yards per run. That adds up. That wears down your defense, and ultimately it's wore down the Elon defense that has left a big rush game. So that's something that has to be cleaned up for them to have a chance today.
156 yards and 3 touchdowns last Saturday for Zach Palmer-Smith. Not only, Kyrie, the most for a Richmond tailback since 2017, but the last 2 games, 118 yards per game and 5 touchdowns.
I mean, we're talking about a grown man who puts his foot in the ground, gets north. He's not going to play around, go east or west. He's going to find his opening when it's there, and he's going to go full throttle through it. So the Phoenix have to make sure they're wrapping up. You can't go high on this guy because he's going to run through all of the arm tackles. So this is going to be an important thing. Rally to the ball. Make sure there's going to be at least 3, 4 hats there at every time and get him down. That is the biggest key, I think, for the Elon defense this afternoon.
Family Weekend gets started in just a moment. You'll hear from Hannah Brady on the Elon sideline. Phoenix open at home in conference play for the 4th time in the last 5 years. This is Elon football.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing Modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the Modern difference.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Well, the remnants of Tropical Storm Helene have driven through the area. We send our well wishes and thoughts to all of those who were impacted, especially in the western part of the Old North State over the last 48 hours. But the remnants have given way to an absolutely picture-perfect postcard Saturday afternoon from the north end of one of the nation's most beautiful campuses as Elon and Richmond get together for the 16th time. With Dr. Kyrie Walker, I'm Taylor Durham. Let's introduce you to the third member of our broadcast team down to the Elon sideline in Hannah Brady. Hannah, the thing that jumps out is over the last two ball games, Elon has forced just one miscue. The standard in the program that has been awfully successful in forcing multiple per game is something different.
Yeah, Taylor, for Elon, it's all about getting back to their standard and winning on both sides of the ball, as well as the turnover margin. We talked to defensive coordinator Devontae Edwards earlier this week, and he said he wanted to be more opportunistic on defense and really strain the Spiders' offense to create those opportunities. And one guy that we know that can do that for the Phoenix is defensive back Caleb Curtin, who came in as the preseason CAA Defensive Player of the Week. And he actually came to Elon and started as a receiver. He played multiple different positions before making his land at defensive back, and it's that versatility that allows him to know the offense and know their rhythm to come up and fit the pieces to the puzzle, and that's exactly what the Phoenix need today against the Spiders, who have had a good 2 weeks running the football, guys.
Hannah, thanks so much. Kyrie, 12 times in a 25-game stretch, dating back to the start of the 22 season until after the North Carolina Central game. Elon forced multiple miscues in the game. Curtin's been good. 25 stops, leads the Phoenix. But the standard, and you and I have heard the defensive coordinator mention that word.
Yes, sir.
The standard and the ball is the issue.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things for the Phoenix today is primarily stopping the ball, stopping the run, getting their hands on the ball. They just haven't been able to do that. If you're looking at rushes, especially to the outside, offensive have had a field day really rushing on the ends of the Phoenix. So realistically, this is going to come down to the linebackers, those middle three. When you talk about Paterno, Tyson, and Velos, those are the quarterbacks of the defense. The back end is going to be fine, obviously. The defensive line has to generate penetration, but those three linebackers, they are the catalyst of slowing down the run. They are the ones that get this defense to do what it's capable of doing, and they're going to need to do it immediately today.
Well, an offense that ranks 15th in the 16-team CAA will get the first crack at it as the former Fighting Illini Will McManus, the transfer from out of Illinois, will boot it away for Richmond. Spiders come in having won 2 straight wins over Charleston Southern and Delaware State. You know the headline inside Rhodes Stadium. Phoenix have dropped 2 straight to Western and East Tennessee State, and TJ Thomas will simply take the knee, and so the Phoenix will begin first down and 10 from their own 25-yard line for the graduate student from out of Alpharetta, Georgia, Matthew Downing. Let's set the Phoenix starters here as he will work with TJ Thomas at the tailback spot. Chandler Brayboy, Dieke, and Dalton in the wideout group. Cody Hardy, the junior from out of Monroe and Parkwood High, at the tight end spot. Up front, Gilbert and Moore, the tackles. Hogan and Williams, the guard. And Kevin Burkett, the senior from Gatlinburg, is the center. Brayboy in motion. Phoenix on their opening snap of this family weekend 2024. Play action, he'll zip one out, caught Dieke, and Odawa will turn it upfield. Let's wait and see. I believe they'll say knockdown, forward progress at the 30, gain of 5 on the play.
I think one of the big things that you're seeing from this Elon start is something. They won the toss, CD, and compared to what they've done, they took the ball. I think they are trying to establish themselves early and often, and great start with Dieke with the RPO, going quick outs, just getting Matthew in the rhythm of the game. That's going to be big today.
We'll get you the Cox Toyota keys to the ball game after this 2nd down and 5 snap. Long snap count by the grad student from Alpharetta. TJ Thomas's first carry of the afternoon. He will drive the pile forward to the 35-yard line. It may be enough to move the chains across the way, and indeed it will. All right, let's get you the keys to the ball game. Driven by our good friends at Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try. for the Phoenix. Find success on first down. You and I spent a lot of time with the offensive staff.
Yep.
The third down is an issue,
right,
but the first down can help that third down issue.
Absolutely. When you're in the first down situation and you're only getting a yard or two on average, you're putting yourself in a bad position on second that you have to feel like you have to do a little bit more. The Phoenix here with the quick throw, those are the types of things they're going to need to do to get this offense in a rhythm.
And Matthew Downing is sacked on first down, and coming in to make the stop is Matej Fritz, the 6'2", transfer from out of James Madison, the third-year sophomore, just unblocked.
Well, it was just a good stunt there by the Richmond defense moving to the inside. The thing about it is Jabril Williams there, he cannot lean. When he's leaning on a stunt, guess what? You gave away outstanding athleticism, and if it wasn't going to be 5, it was going to be 2. So Richmond, outstanding stunt. Phoenix didn't block it. That's a hit on the quarterback you don't want, and now you're in that second and a long ways away. So the Phoenix can't get it all back. They have to make sure that they're getting a little bit, put it in a manageable third down.
16 sack given up by the Elon defense the Elon offense on the season, and the delayed draw handoff to Thomas goes nowhere. Matej Fritz is having himself quite an opening series, the defensive tackle. Although penalty flag on the play, and we'll hear from the referee, Todd Boyd.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 5, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, that is something that is not common within the Spider program under the 8th-year skipper and the former graduate of UT Chattanooga. Just their 15th penalty on the season.
Yep.
They average just over 3 for under 30 yards per game.
Well, I'll tell you that. I hate to see that in that penalty there. Obviously, it's not intentional by any way, shape, or form, but the Phoenix better start blocking because Fitz is making his presence known in the first drive. He's dominating the guard play. So Jabril Williams, Timothy Hogan got to wake up because the Spiders have come to play here today.
Dalton, the lone wideout, Brayboy in motion. Handoff given to Thomas. They fake the jet sweep, and then TJ takes it up to the 45-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 7.
Well, one thing with the Phoenix there, the Phoenix have to be careful with slow developing plays with the defense that is going to play aggressive. Because as you can see right there, there's an additional person coming. And so, guess what? Anything that takes a little bit longer, that's one body that you have not accounted on the pre-snap read that you have to make sure that you have ready to go. So the Phoenix have to move because Richmond's going to be aggressive tonight.
Fitz and Bird feel like the first 4 to 5 snaps, they're getting an opportunity to play in space as down guys.
Yes, sir. Richmond's defensive line has always been able to play with their hands, use good body weight, and shed blocks, and that's what they've done so far. So the Phoenix have to make sure they keep inside control over them.
Downing will let it rip on 2nd and 7. Blitz coming. He'll send one out there and just out of the outstretched arm reach of the man from Pembroke in Chandler Brayboy, C.J. Frazier, redshirt freshman from out of Chesapeake, Virginia, in coverage.
And I think the Elon defensive offensive line did a great job kind of giving enough space there for Matthew, but it just missed Chandler Brayboy. They've been looking for that the last couple of weeks, and they're going to continue to go to that, but that was a missed opportunity there as Chandler won that one-on-one battle.
Third down for the Phoenix. First third down opportunity on the afternoon. Downing off of the long snap count. Looking, here comes pressure. Matthew will tuck it and go. Simply takes on a tackler and strains himself forward based on the spot. Probably about a half yard short, making 4th down and about 1.
I think this is, and you could tell the Phoenix understand the game plan and the situation that they're in. They're going to have to go, and they understand they're going to need to take advantage of any opportunities. They got their big boy lineup in. You see an additional 2 tight end set with Davis LeDoyen, then you have Cody Hardy. They understand they have to start off strong, and they're going to push in this drive.
Braden Walker also into the ball game as well for his first go. Matthew Downing will come out as the lone receiver to the bottom of your screen. Phoenix will go Wildcat, handoff given to Rashawn Baker, and a second effort push forward, but hold on for a moment as the initial mark is going to be short of the down and distance needed.
Yep. Especially that far drudge, he didn't make a step forward at all. And so, yeah, they're saying Richmond ball.
Yep, so the Phoenix will turn it over on downs on their first offensive series of the afternoon as Rashawn Baker is stood up and then simply tried to push the pile forward to get the forward momentum needed, but Richmond will have it first down and 10 from their own 49-yard line, knocking on Elon territory before even the first snap of the afternoon.
Well, I'll tell you right now, everybody thought the forward pile was where Baker was, but he's actually behind that, so realistically, that's where he was, and he was short.
Snap given to the Spider receiver on the jet sweep. Coming up with the carry will be Jerry Garcia Jr., the senior from out of Hope Mills and Grades Creek High School. And Garcia will simply find his way to the 28, a gain of 23 by Richmond on their opening snap.
Well, TD, I'll tell you, Richmond just watched film because that was the play over the last 2 weeks that the Phoenix have struggled with defensively. First play, they run it, and they have success.
Snap given to Palmer Smith, and he will be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Kasim Moore, Brandon Tyson, who gets the call, Josh Johnson all get up off the pile, including Marco Paterno as well. Let's get to the keys to the ball game for the Richmond Spiders on the offensive end. Presented to you by Cox Toyota. Richmond wants to cash in on red zone opportunities.
Yes, sir.
They have been perfect so far, 14 for 14 and 10 touchdowns.
And then pretty much with the Elon defense, they want to create and force turnovers off of that. But Richmond is all about a rhythm offense. And when they get into a rhythm, they're very, very hard to stop. They want to take advantage of the early change of possession from the Phoenix.
This is Coleman looking to go deep, and the intended receiver unable to come up with it. That's DeGennaro, the Maryland transfer, fifth-year senior from out of Old Bridge, New Jersey. Phoenix with Dylan Tucker in coverage. We'll bring up third down. Let's call it 3rd and 10.
Yeah, big third down here for the Elon defense. Richmond, they have a few opportunities. Obviously, they do not want to, get themselves out of potential field goal range. So, they may even get close enough because the thing about we've learned about Coach Huseman is he is very unpredictable. He's going to continue to try to win the game in every way, shape, or form. So the Phoenix have to make sure that they're watching their spaces, make sure they're covering their lanes because this could easily be a QB run.
Coleman looking, he'll flip one out. Incomplete. Phoenix were awfully close that time. Ishmael Atkins almost had the turnover for the Elon defense, but the Phoenix will force the 4th down. And what will be a 44-yard opportunity, 46-yard opportunity for Brandon Peskin to grab Richmond the early lead.
I think Richmond will gladly take 3 here, especially considering how the game started. They got a big play on that first play with the outside run, and now they can put 3 up and go up on the Phoenix. But great hold there by the Elon defense on the quick change of possession.
Aaron Trussler, the punter, on the hold. The snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good. So Brandon Peskin knocks home the field goal, and the Spiders draw first on this family weekend 2024. Back we come to Rhodes Stadium, Richmond up 3. This is Elon Football on My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Families who travel to campus in celebration of Family Weekend. We hope you're enjoying your time here at Rhodes Stadium. And thank you for helping us.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancc.edu to learn more.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing Modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the Modern difference.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
9:42 left in the opening quarter with Dr. Kyrie Walker and Hannah Brady. I'm Taylor Durham, thrilled to be with you on this family weekend 2024. Richmond takes their opening opportunity. 5 plays, 22 yards, minute 16 off the clock. And Brandon Peskin does the honors from 45 out. He's now hit on 4 out of his last 5, and the Spiders grab the early 3-0 lead.
Yes, sir. I think, got dropped off the tee there.
A little bit of breeze this afternoon. It's certainly been a comfortable day with bright blue skies, sunshine, and 80 degrees at the toe meet leather time of 2:07.
Yep.
T.J. Thomas back deep. Phoenix saw some good things in that opening offensive drive. Just couldn't quite get the forward progress spot, frankly, on the Baker Wildcat run.
Well, I'll tell you this as well. This Richmond defensive line is going to be one of the better ones that the Phoenix see in the CAA, so they have to be ready to ball on the offensive line.
Yep, Thomas bobbles the kickoff opportunity, then picks it up, and TJ sort of makes something out of nothing there. Finds his way across the 25 to the 27-yard line, and so that's where the Phoenix will begin the opportunity. First down and 10.
I think one thing I love about T.J. Thomas in the back for the Phoenix is that he just needs a little bit of a space, a little bit of an opportunity. He can make something out of nothing, because that looked disastrous based off the initial play. But he's made it work, and we've seen that a few times from him, especially at kick returner.
Phoenix credited with 10 yards in their opening drive. And the snap. Handoff given to Thomas. TJ will simply run the zone read and able to get back to the line of scrimmage. But that is it.
Yes, sir.
Wayne Galloway, one of the talented linebackers for the Spiders. First guy there to make the stop, fifth-year senior from out of Thibodaux on the Bayou.
When you turn on the film and you watch this Richmond defense, they play very, 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 very good defense. They're very disciplined as well, and they know how to wrap up and make tackles. Realistically, that's what they did there. That's obviously they've seen something in film, so that's been drilled, I guarantee, a lot this week.
Downey, play action. Here comes the pressure. Matthews steps up in the pocket. He'll let it go. Brayboy is out there, but simply thrown out of the field of play. Chandler's got to turn around and try to find it and do so with Chance Graves, the fifth-year senior from out of Culpeper in the Commonwealth.
Matthew did a good job stepping up, but he has to look at his other reads. There were a few individuals who had steps, and then he's just kind of like forcing it a little bit. He has to make sure he looked at his short and intermediate routes, because it's just about positive yards. You don't want to go 3 and out and give the ball back to the Richmond offense.
Gilbert and Grant on the left side of the Phoenix offensive line is worth the price of admission this afternoon. Downing looking, he'll set, fire over the middle. The pass is caught. T.J. Thomas finds his way to the 36-yard line. A gain of 9 on the play, but unable to convert the third down. And the Phoenix will turn it over on the 3-and-out opportunity. And Jeff Yerk with his first punt opportunity of the day.
Well, great play there by Galloway. I mean, that's a tough matchup for him, because T.J. Thomas is a lot of speed, but he made sure he stayed with his technique. The Phoenix those are the routes that the Phoenix offense needs to kind of go to in order to open up and loosen up the outside routes. That's going to be there, and they're going to need it all day.
FCS's punt average leader boots his first one away on the afternoon. DeGennaro fields it at the 30. He'll turn it upfield and find his way to the 36, 37-yard line. And we will keep it right here. 8:05 left to play in the opening quarter with Kyrie Walker, Hannah Brady, and our entire crew. I'm Taylor Durham. Glad to have you with us on this final Saturday in September. Phoenix opening up conference play.
It's good to see number 13 for the Elon defense, Ethan Grace, back on the field after being out a couple weeks with a knee injury. He is needed, especially from a pass rush standpoint.
And the snap, handoff given to Palmer Smith, who was bottled up on the opening drive, but now he'll find his way across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Gain on the play will be of 6 for the guy who came in fifth best in average at 81.5 per ball game.
I mean, that's a 6-yard chunk there for the Richmond offense, and that gives them to do a lot of things here in a more manageable distance. Phoenix have to really make sure they're disciplined on that outside run, because Richmond's going to continue to run it, considering they're getting 5, 6, 7 yards a pop easily.
One of the things that stands out, Kyrie, at least in the early going, is the job that Richmond's doing kind of following the game plan in some regards of what East Tennessee State did last Saturday, trying to run on the perimeter. Running inside right now is proving to be non-effective as the Phoenix able to make the stop after the Ball carrier Palmer Smith gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, TD, I'm sorry.
1 on the play. Let's make it 3rd and 3.
It's all about containment, and sometimes Elon is overly aggressive, and Richmond takes control of it like some offenses have done, so they need to make sure they stay disciplined today.
Coleman looking, wanted to let it rip. Instead, he'll tuck it and dive for the first down at the 48-yard line, and Caleb Curtin, the native of Greensboro and the former Grimsley Whirly, is slow to get up for the Phoenix. So the CAA preseason Defensive Player of the Year down at the Richmond 48-yard line, and both ball clubs will have an opportunity to huddle up around their respective staffs. And boy, the Phoenix, who come in a little bit banged up with regards to the defensive backfield. DJ Hamilton not available this afternoon. It moves Sinquavius, also Brooks, and Dylan Tucker into the starting role at corner. Do not need to lose the guy who is maybe one of the heartbeats of this unit.
You hate to see it. Obviously, that's just a play. It was a little bit of everything. You had all the bodies just trying to make a stop and then trying to make the play in that situation. And you hate to see anybody go down, especially one, considering he's the heartbeat of the defense. But on that play, one thing to look at specifically from the defensive line standpoint is that Paris Lowry has to make sure that when he is rushing the passer, he can't just make that interior move without coming back. That creates that rush lane. So outstanding job by Coleman there, reading that Lowry went in, he went in the outside, then he was able to get the first down and extend the ride for Richmond. So just that's a great read by Coleman, but the Elon defense has to make sure they are disciplined and staying in their rush lanes.
Phoenix medical staff attending to Curtin on the field. And Caleb will be helped off. He appears able to leave, not favoring either leg. That is a good sign, but certainly they'll get him back to the Elon sideline, take him to the Duke Sports Medicine medical tent, and we'll send you down to the Phoenix sideline at some point and get you an injury update with our friends from Duke University Health Systems. But Richmond, after the quarterback scamper by Coleman, gets it first down and 10 from the Spider 48-yard line.
I wouldn't be surprised if Richmond considers taking a shot, testing the new DB that came in and taking advantage of it.
Coleman looking, and indeed they will, down the middle of the field, and it is incomplete. And they go right after Tony Hart III, the redshirt freshman from out of Baltimore, Maryland.
Listen, I respect that play. You know, you lose preseason player of the year, defensive player of the year, you lose an All-American. You want to test that defensive backfield. But I will say, you know, the one thing that Elon does, they train their defensive backs really well. So that's good on Tony Hart coming in, but he better be ready to go because Richmond's going to see that as a potential opportunity to put their best skill position player, whether it's going to be their tight end or the wide receiver, and try to create a mismatch on him and see if he's really ready for the test of CAA play.
Hard to believe Coleman, who was 18 of 32 last Saturday versus Delaware State, yet to find his mark in his first 3 opportunities. He'll bring the receiver Garcia in motion. Now the bootleg. Tailback went one way. Coleman thought he was going the other. Busted play. He'll simply fling it into the Richmond sideline. The intended receiver is Matt Robert, the senior tight end and transfer from out of Cornell, but a good job that time. Phoenix stayed at home even off of the busted play.
Yeah, you have to stay home against Coleman because if not, he's going to find that opening and he's going to take off running and utilize his legs. You know, the thing about it, in the back end, the Phoenix defense is obviously experienced enough and they're well coached enough that they can shut things down, but the Spiders are just looking for an opportunity to move the ball. So if one person gets out of place, as we've seen in the game so far in the last couple of weeks, I guarantee Richmond's going to be ready. Tell Coleman, put your foot in the ground, go get the first down.
This is a much better start, though, for the Phoenix defense than 7 days back. And movement before the snap. And Kasim Moore simply pointing over that it may be on the third-year sophomore at right tackle, Parker Mitchell. We've already told you Todd Boyd, our referee this afternoon.
Offense. 76. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Well, one thing I love about the crowd, what we have right now, TD, is that we are packed in the lower part. Great to have family weekend here, making a little bit of noise on third down. The Phoenix need that. That's to get the juice going within the stadium. Big plays here are needed for this defense to get it back to their offense, get them rolling.
Richmond's 1 for 2 on third down opportunities so far on the afternoon. Phoenix look like they may be bringing a little bit of pressure. Coleman in the pocket. He'll fire one out there, and it is incomplete. Intended for Landon Ellis. Tony Hart, welcome to the night. He makes a great play on the opening snap and then climbs the ladder that time.
Tony Hart, Darius Harris, those guys are in there right now, and they're not your starters, but once again, they practice, they train, they're in the Coach Devontae Edwards defense, and they know they better be ready to go because Coach Dominique Battle gets them ready for anybody. When your number's called, you're ready to go play ball.
Pardon me, that's not Hart, but rather it's Darius Harris, fourth-year junior from out of Orange Park, Florida, 21 instead of 31. Aaron Trussler, his first punt of the afternoon, a wobbling kick. Bryson Scott will simply let it hit inside the Elon 5. It'll bounce into the end zone, and the Phoenix will get it first down and 10 from their own 20. Timeout on the field. Let's take it with them. 6:06 left in the opening quarter, and Richmond so far making a 3-0 lead stand. Back to Road Stadium, Family Weekend 2024.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the Tidal Wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly, McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli. Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more.
Hampton Farms brings you our sideline reports, and Hannah Brady. And Hannah, the true freshman TJ Thomas, 6th best in the league through the first 4 ball games.
Yeah, Taylor, TJ getting some yards early on in this first half, and Thomas told me that when he first got to Elon, he was really antsy, but he's been able to have patience and develop and control his speed. And we've mentioned Family Weekend, Taylor. All of his family are sitting in the first row. They made custom T-shirts with TJ Thomas's face all over it, and they're just loving to be out here and supporting their son today, guys.
Hannah, thanks so much. Chandler Brayboy helps the calls out. An 18-yard reverse coming toward the bottom of your screen, and the Phoenix with an explosive play to begin the opportunity before he is knocked down on the play by Hayes, the free safety, who comes over to make the stop.
Outstanding job there by Davis LeDoyen and Kevin Burkett getting outside, utilizing their speed and getting some big space there for Chandler. All he needs is a little bit of a crease and make things happen. Big opportunity there to try to get the spark to this drive for the Phoenix.
See if the Phoenix can get something working. Matthew Downing trying to avoid pressure. Flag in the backfield. This one will come back as Downing will simply baseball slide it to the 44-yard line. A gain of 6, but hold the phone. Offensive holding appears to be the call forthcoming. Richmond once again, multiple guys in the backfield.
Holding. Offense, 76, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Zane Gilbert, the 5th-year senior from out of Heritage High in Wake Forest, who this afternoon makes his 42nd straight start.
Well, TD, what's happening right now for the Elon offensive line, and they're just getting beat off the ball. Jeremiah Grant is pretty much saying, I'm not allowing you to make any plays at all. 7 tackles for a loss so far this season. He's getting off the ball. He's not allowing for Zane Gilbert to put his hands on him. He's utilizing speed. But Zane Gilbert, as an offensive lineman, you have to strike. You do not wait. If you strike, you get to jolt, and then you allow your quarterback some time. But if you allow to wait for the contact, he's going to go any which way, and he's going to win that battle. And so far, Richmond's winning a lot of them on the line of scrimmage.
First down and long. Ball spotted at the Elon 28-yard line. Play action, flips it out, pass caught. This is Zymir Winston, who will take it back to the 34-yard line and the gain of 6, so make it 2nd and 14.
It's going to be interesting to see the battle back and forth between the Elon offensive line and the Richmond defensive line, because so far the big bodies on the D-line from Richmond, they're winning and they're playing really, really well with their hands. That is so important as a defensive lineman. If you're not going to get there, you're going to shed blocks, clog the holes so they can't do what they do. And now another really long down distance here for the Phoenix.
2 wideouts to each side. Brayboy in the slot to the top of your screen. Baker the back. Downing 3 for 5 on the afternoon already, and trying to rip one across the middle to Rashawn Baker, and simply off the hand, and it'll bring up 3rd down and long. Let's send you down to the Elon sideline. Duke University Health Systems injury update on the CAA Defensive Player of the Year in the preseason. Hannah?
Yeah, a quick injury update on Curtin. He made his way to the medical tent and was checked out by the medical staff. He was grasping his right knee, but he seems to be okay walking around on the sidelines. He went straight to looking at film with Devontae Edwards and will likely be back on the field, guys.
Hannah, thanks so much. 3rd down and long. Matthew Downing under pressure. He'll zip one out. Pass caught. This is Dalton. Jamarian simply swarmed under at the 37-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play, but give the Spiders credit. Wayne Galloway's the first guy to get there. This is a linebacker group that is historically awfully good.
Well, if you look at the Richmond linebackers and how they played over the last few years, they have had some absolute ballers who have been around for a very, very, very long time. But the one thing I love about how the Richmond defense plays is that they rally to the ball. They play fast, they play physical, they play with purpose, and they play with ill intention. But I think of Tristan Wheeler, who was at Richmond for 97 years, and how long he played and how well he played. But now with Tristan Wheeler gone, it doesn't matter, because Wayne Galloway has kind of assumed that role, and he's playing fast and playing sideline to sideline. That's the Richmond way, and it's been on full display in the first quarter here in this game.
2 different Spiders are down. Quantrell Morris Walker appears to be one of them. And then we'll try to get you the number here in just a moment.
33 and 96.
Excuse me, it is not Walker. 96 instead of 16. Camden Bird and Thias Figaro. 4th-year junior from out of Lafayette, Louisiana.
Yes, sir.
I'll let the man to my right handle the Louisiana pronunciations.
Listen, I see a few Louisiana guys on this Richmond roster, which makes me feel good. I mean, Galloway's from Thibodaux. How do you find Richmond from Thibodaux? I don't know, but good luck on that, man. Way to find a place to call home.
That is south of I-10 in the Louisiana state map. As Yerk will boot it away, a spiraling kick. DeGeneiro will have a running start at the Richmond 22, and he'll bring it up. Let's wait and see where they'll mark it. I believe 30-yard line is where Richmond will begin things.
Well, TD, just to show you, it looks like number 1's back out there, and that's good. That means everybody else has to continue to play. And once again, I wouldn't be surprised if Richmond tries to test Caleb Curtin to make sure he's 100% and see if they can take advantage of any opportunities.
Typical conference phrase so far. 5 series in total. Richmond about ready to snap it for their 3rd offensive set. Just 80 yards between the 2 ball clubs. Receiver in motion will be Vanee. Handoff will be given to Palmer Smith, and finding the going a little bit tougher than last Saturday when he ran it for 156 and 3 scores. Gain of 1 on the play, making 2nd and 9.
Outstanding play there by Kamari Brown. He put his foot in the ground when he was going in inside and running to the ball, full speed ahead. That's what you have to do with these Richmond running backs, because if they get a little bit of traction up north, it could be a long day.
Coleman looking, he'll flip one out. Pass caught. That's Landon Ellis. 1st down and more. He will drive it all the way to the Richmond 49-yard line. Gain of 18 on the play.
Yeah, that's just a great vision there by Coleman by finding Ellis. He was wide open, had a pocket of space by himself, where Sinquavius Brooks was about 6 yards downfield. That's an easy pitch and catch for a 1st down for the Spiders.
First time we see the Spiders go to this look on the afternoon. Trip formation tight to the bottom of your screen.
Have to communicate here, especially with the look that they have. Be careful of the spaces from a line, and then just win that battle up front.
Handoff given to Palmer Smith, gets to the 2nd level and finds his way into Elon territory down to the 44-yard line, so a gain of 7 on the play will make it 2nd down and 3.
I mean, TD, when you turn on the film and you watch that, the Richmond offensive line was 5 yards down in the field, meaning that they're winning all of those battles up front. Phoenix need to get off the ball, utilize their hands, shed blocks, clog holes. But right there, you can just look at the Richmond O-line just moving forward as one unit, just creating a lot of space and opportunity for the run game.
3rd best run game in the CAA, just under 191 yards per ball game. This is Palmer Smith. He'll simply find his way to the CAA crew with regards to forward progress. They're going to mark him just a yard gain on the play and bring up 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, definitely looked like he had a little, maybe a yard and a half more than that. But like you said, the generosity is not there. So the Phoenix have to take advantage of that in a 3rd and 2 type of situation.
Richmond 1 for 3 on the afternoon of the early going and 3rd down. Coleman dropped, he'll flip one out. Pass is caught by Palmer, who then hangs on to it. Caleb Curtin with the tackle, and Curtin immediately goes down. And a couple of the Elon players come to his aid with regards to the conversation with Zach Palmer Smith. And quickly, the Phoenix medical staff out to check on Caleb Curtin as simply Curtin and Palmer Smith get tangled up.
Yeah, Curtin was just going low, utilized his shoulder, try to get him in the lower body, and I think that's a stinger. That's definitely going to be in the shoulder area. I hope it's just a stinger, nothing too hurt. But number one, been beat up a little bit. The Phoenix are just going to have to step up, because I think this is going to be one that Caleb is going to have to get this one evaluated, and hope to see him back in the game hopefully at some point. But that one just looked like it was directly body on shoulder, so it's going to hurt a little bit.
Just a reminder, Phoenix, of course, get the early October open date next Saturday. And so an opportunity to try to get healed up. Elon would like to do so coming off of a CAA opening win. But right now, the medical staff that's already had to attend to the native of Greensboro in the early going, doing so again. And wouldn't you know it, the guy who came into the afternoon with 25 tackles and after 7 stops last week, just simply hops right up, kicks the legs up, and then hops right back up, and he'll simply make his way back to the medical tent.
Yeah.
As Richmond will get a 1st down and 10.
Listen, nobody likes the tent. It's not the place to be, but he has to be evaluated to make sure he's good to go to come back into the game if he's able to. But Caleb has to, understand too, that's the 2nd injury, different place. That's a lot for him to take on, especially we're still only in the 1st quarter of this game, TD.
Just about 90 ticks left. Hannah Brady's joined by Neil Payne at the start of the 2nd quarter. Snap. Coleman will run the option. Now they'll flip the reverse. Richmond trying to turn the corner.
Ball.
And the ball pops free. It is Andrew King. Do the Phoenix have it? Let's wait and see. Get the official word. And
I hope so.
No marker yet.
Dylan Tucker's turned around, pointing.
Brandon Tyson, Dylan Tucker, a host of maroon shirts trying to campaign for it. This CAA crew will unpile. And Phoenix football. Marco Paterno comes up with the strip. It is the 2nd fumble recovery of the season. It is the 6th miscue. And Kyrie, we said earlier, a ball club that lives on it, had only forced 1 the last 2 weeks. Penalty flags on the play, though. We'll have to sort everything out here before the opening snap. But Phoenix offensively are huddling up around offensive line coach Alex Stadler and the rest of the offensive staff. And right now, Todd Boyd and his group, Kevin Reese, the umpire, Peter News, the head linesman, Robert Schober, the line judge. Several folks are gathered in a Chamber of Commerce board meeting on the numbers right in front of the Richmond sideline.
Yes, sir. I think it was a hold that's going to be called, but I have no idea. There's talking a lot about it, so I'm very interested in the call. But great job for the Phoenix. Having your All-American out with another injury to play before, going to make a play. Richmond, I think, it just got a little bit too cute on that play call. Very creative, but it's just they've been working just running on the outside. So I think that's something they'll probably go back to on the next drive. But if this turnover stands, big play for the Phoenix.
Hats off to the Phoenix defense and defensive coordinator Devontae Edwards. If this stands and Elon gets the ball back, they will have held the Spiders to just 3.
A fumble recovered by Elon. During the play, we had a block in the back. against the offense. That penalty's declined.
To the play. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Elon, number 3. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh.
Richmond, number 76. Those penalties all set. It's the first unsportsmanlike conduct for each of those players.
All right, so let's sort everything out. Mr. Boyd gives you a bunch of numbers. Marco Paterno and Parker Mitchell exchange holiday pleasantries in late September after the fumble, and you get a look at Marco, who comes out of there with it. Not quite sure if maybe he and 76 might have been pushing on each other, leaving the pile, but you've taught me before, much like Rubbin's racing, pushing's football, right?
Well, here's my thing on that as well. They're on the bottom of the pile. 3's trying to get it, because the longer you lay down there, that's the longer you can continue to scrap. In that situation, just let them play ball and continue to go forward. But now both of those players have to play with a little bit more awareness, because they have that first personal foul. Another one, they'll be ejected from the game.
Matthew Downing ready to go. On the afternoon, 4 for 7. Handoff is given in the run game. And the back through is T.J. Thomas, and he will be simply stopped right at the line of scrimmage. In fact, they'll say loss of 1 on the play.
Once again, I think the Richmond defensive line, they ate their Wheaties this morning. These young men are playing fast. They're playing physical, playing with great hands. The Elon offensive line, they have to match their energy right now, because they're getting pushed back. Just looking in that play, the Elon offensive line is 2 yards in the backfield. That's not how this is supposed to work on a run play, but Richmond's winning that battle, and they're going to continue winning with how they're playing from a technique standpoint. They're owning the line of scrimmage.
Just 23 rushing yards, 18 of them on the one run by Brayboy. This is Dieke at the top of your screen, and Onawa finds his way to a first down inside Richmond territory at the 48-yard line. Matthew Downing now 4 for 7 on the afternoon.
Well, realistically right now, with the offensive line kind of struggling with the Richmond defensive line, there's going to be one-on-one on the outside. So Dieke, Dalton, Brayboy, they have to win those battles and those matchups to give something quick. It doesn't have to be a home run, but those are the singles that we've been talking about, just those quick plays where you're putting your athletes in an athletic position to make plays.
Phoenix do not have to snap it at the end of the quarter. And they will not. Whistles abound, and Elon and Richmond are through the first 15 minutes of the CAA schedule. We bring you back to Road Stadium, Family Weekend 2024. Hannah's got a special guest on the sideline. We'll introduce you to him next. This is Elon Football.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy, with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the modern difference.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Start of the second quarter on this Family Weekend 2024. We'll send you down to the sideline in just a moment. Matthew Downing and the Elon offense ready to go. Downing. Straight drop off the shotgun snap. He'll flip one out, and it is intercepted. Picked off by the Spiders, and returning it is Quantrell Morris Walker, and a touchdown. The third interception of the season by the Alpharetta, Georgia grad student, and Richmond simply makes the Phoenix pay. The Spiders forced their fifth miscue of the season, their fourth interception as a defense. Morris Walker with his first pick of the year, and just like that, 9-0. And the point after pending.
Well, you can't stare down your receiver. Outstanding play there by 16 for Richmond. I mean, he was just sitting there baiting Matthew into that play, and Matthew just waited, and he stared him down the entire time. He made the play. You can't do that in that situation. Matthew, I mean, it's just Quantrell Morris Walker was just waiting and waiting and waiting because he had Thomas, and then he just looked him down the entire time, went straight to him. Pick six. Big play for the Richmond defense there to put some points on the board to start the second quarter. Matthew has to be a little bit more disciplined. He knows better than throw that ball, but realistically, the Richmond defense has kind of put the Elon offense in tough situations, and that's exactly what it's been. But I think that might be an O lineman there down.
It is indeed. We'll get you the official number here in just a moment. I think it is Carlos Moore.
It is, yes, sir.
The third-year sophomore from out of Bowie, Maryland. And that is not good news because the Phoenix were already thin off of the right tackle spot after Jack Cutler's injury in the season opener against the Blue Devils. Cutler has not returned back to the lineup.
I think one of the big things for the Elon offense in this situation, they have to get it figured out. I mean, that's a tough pick six to have. Just throw it away or throw it deep or just get it away. But in that situation, I mean, it was right there. 16 was just waiting, and Matthew went right to him, took the bait. And Morris Walker, great job kind of slow playing it, just trying to play with his vision a little bit. Made the pick, took it home for 6, and now the Phoenix are potentially down 10-0. And they have to figure out something and figure it out fast because Richmond's going to continue to really rely on that run game from an offensive standpoint and try to really wear down the Elon defense.
The good news of note is that Moore's able to walk off the field under his own power, trailing Eric Storsved. Peskin on for the point after, down to the sideline right after it. Snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good. Richmond in front by double digits. Well, when the afternoon got started, as we sent you down to Hannah Brady, Elon is the only soccer program in the country with a pair of undefeated teams. You heard from Coach Revo last Saturday. Men are at Hofstra this afternoon, down to the sideline, and Hannah Brady's joined by the head women's soccer coach in Neil Payne. Hannah?
Yeah, Taylor, I have special guest Neil Payne, the head women's soccer coach for Elon University. Now, Coach Taylor just mentioned that the men's is playing Hofstra right now, and Elon is the only school in the country that still has 2 programs that remain undefeated. How does that speak to the quality of these 2 programs?
Oh, well, I think it speaks enormously. You know, both programs have a lot of quality within the squad. Both looked very prepared when they came into pre-season, and I think we're inspiring each other at this point, which is a perfect storm. So yeah, really pleased. I'm proud of my team, and proud of the way my team supports the men's team also.
Speaking of your team, you had a game on Thursday against Stony Brook, a 2-0 win. Just talk about that win and how your team got the job done.
Well, probably our toughest game so far. You know, obviously we had a bit of momentum going into that game, so it was all about doing the things that we're doing well and repeating it and making it slightly better. But there's a real belief in the squad right now, and I think that was a tough test for us, and we got through it, and we scored a couple of very good goals, and it obviously puts us in motion for the next game.
Speaking of the next game, you have a game tomorrow against Hampton. You're going to be honoring some seniors. How crucial have those seniors been as far as veteran leadership for some of the younger players on your team?
Well, they're going to leave the program in a better place than they found it. So, you know, exceptional group of student athletes. It's not just about on the field. They've been great leaders. They've improved us. They improve us every day in practice, and I can't speak highly enough of them.
Well, thank you so much for joining me here, and best of luck the rest of the season, Coach.
All right. Thanks, Hannah. And tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Hampton, come and support us. Thank you.
Taylor.
Hannah, thanks so much. Our thanks to Coach Payne for spending a few moments. And as you saw it on the screen, Matthew Downing has been relieved, at least for this series. In stands the 4th-year junior from out of Irwin, Pennsylvania, and the former Western Michigan Bronco in Jack Salapak, who will appear in his third ball game, and Rashawn Baker finds his way forward for a gain of 6 yards, make it 2nd down and 4.
I think this is just a move here by the offense just to kind of get a spark here. And Jack has played some great big football when he was at Western Michigan. They're just trying to really fire up this offense and get things moving, and this is just an opportunity to kind of wake up a little bit. So I think this is what the Phoenix is trying to do. They need to take advantage before Richmond gets the ball back and gets rolling.
Salopek simply fakes the handoff, zips one out, Brayboy the catch into Richmond territory. Chandler tried to leave a couple of Spider defenders before it is Hayes, the free safety, who simply hangs on a little bit for dear life and drags him down at the 36. My goodness.
I'll tell you this about Salopek. He can get the ball out and get the ball out fast. That's one of the biggest pluses that he has for this offense. So that's something that Richmond hasn't seen a lot of. So this is important for Phoenix to kind of take advantage of that, especially in those one-on-one matchups on the outside, slanting across his face in the middle, looking at Brayboy, looking at Dieke, looking at Dalton. If they have opportunities to get there and get open, Salopek has the speed to get the ball out and get the ball to him.
Baker works into the tailback spot. Brayboy, the lone wide out to the near side. Salopek going right back to the man from Pembroke who bobbled it but held on to it before getting bumped out of bounds. C.J. Frazier, redshirt freshman, to make the play.
I mean, you're just seeing the arm talent here. That Salopek, he just gets it out, slings it, and Brayboy, way to kind of awareness there. Good bumble, but setting his feet, making sure they're both in bounds. Good catch there for the Phoenix to get things going.
It feels like it is one motion from the zone read fake to it getting out. It doesn't feel like there's a hesitation to it.
Absolutely. 6 can spin it. I think just watching him and his growth and development from preseason and just even in the season, he has a lot of confidence in his arm and his ability, and he's getting his opportunity. This is his chance to really shine.
And off given to Baker. Rashawn Baker finds his way on the doorstep of the red zone to the 20-yard line. Gain on the play of 8 when they only needed 2. And so the Phoenix will get it 1st down and 10 from the Richmond 21. Trying to answer the pick 6 by Morris Walker off of Matthew Downing. Downing gets lifted 5 for 9, 34 yards and an interception. Salopek to run at least this series for the Phoenix offense.
I mean, TD, what you're just seeing here, especially with those quick throws on the outside, it loosens up the center of that defense so the run game can run up or open up and allow for some rush lanes.
Penalty flags, multiple penalty flags before the snap. False start.
Number 66, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Well, with more hobbled, Luke Duska comes in at the right tackle spot. 4th-year junior from out of Philadelphia. And gets whistled for the penalty. Phoenix will trade out backup tight ends. LeDoyne out, Dylan Magazoo back in.
Yeah, with Duskin, he's more than capable of backing up and play that well. Just a little quick twitch there. A little anxious, but good call there by the refs because it was a quick twitch. But you're a big man. Anything quick is going to take a little bit more time, and everybody's going to be able to see it.
Salopek waits on the snap from Burkett. Play action, Jack looking, here comes pressure, he'll roll out, simply flips it up into the air, and it is intercepted. The Spiders with their 2nd pick of the afternoon. Both quarterbacks have now got one, and Dylan Magazoo simply comes up to make the play, but hold everything. Flag on the play, it was thrown with Richmond closing in on Salopek.
Offense, 23. Penalties decline. Ruling on the Phillies, interception. 1st down.
Rashawn Baker gets called for the holding penalty. It'll get wiped off the board, though. And the Phoenix have turned it over twice for the 3rd consecutive ball game. And Richmond will have it 1st down and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Kyrie, Elon's moving the football at times, but boy, they just can't seem to get over that hump right now.
Well, the quarterbacks have to understand in a situation, if something's not there, it's okay to play the next play. It's okay to go to the next play and allow for your team an opportunity to potentially get yourself in the zone to put 3 on the board. It doesn't have to be a home run every single time. Even take the sack in those situations, but do not put yourself in a position where you're just trying to lunch it like Uncle Rico and Napoleon Dynamite, because that's when you're going to get yourself in trouble.
4th offensive set of the afternoon for Richmond, and Palmer Smith just simply runs right into the Phoenix defense. And look at who's back in the fold, the man from out of Grimsley and Greensboro, in Caleb Curtin.
Well, I'll tell you about Caleb Curtin. He's going to continue to play fast. He's going to play physical. If he's out there, he's going to showcase that he's able to play to the best of his given ability, and that's what he's needed on the back end, especially with Khalil Baker, Sinquavius also Brooks, and Dylan Tucker. They're going to have to be shut down. They're going to be tested because I think Richmond's going to see how he's really feeling, especially with the leg, shoulder, and he's going to be his physical self. But he looked really good right there.
Richmond just 64 yards of total offense, but in front 10-0. Coleman zips one out, pass caught. That's Landon Ellis. Cross the Richmond 40, the 45-yard line, and then finally dropped down at the 48. Although once again they'll bring the forward progress back to the 46-yard line, and the gain of 19 is enough for the Richmond first down.
I mean, that's just a good route. I mean, just running in the middle of the bubble where no one is. A great job by Coleman getting it out, and a great job by Ellis to just make something and continue to push forward. I definitely thought he had a few more yards there, but I think that judge on the side tee is just seeing things a little bit in a different scope tonight.
3 for 8 on the afternoon as Coleman give once again to Palmer Smith, and boy, the Phoenix continue to make life tough for the guy that ran for the most yards in a ball game since 2017 last Saturday. Is to the midfield stripe. Let's call it second down and 7.
So the Phoenix here in the defense, I know it may be a frustrating feeling here getting back on the field, but they have to continue to dig deep here because Richmond is starting to kind of sink their teeth into their offense. They're running a full set of plays from a throw game, just looking across the middle, but then also their rush lanes are open. Defensive line has to trust their skills and maintain gap integrity.
Second down. Coleman looking to take the deep shot. Got a man out there. DeGennaro makes the catch all the way down to the 21-yard line. A gain of 29 right over the top of also Brooks.
Yeah, and that's a great ball by Coleman by allowing the competition, but Sinquavius also Brooks was kind of looking in the backfield a little too much, and he was playing catch-up, and that's just a good pitch and catch there, and they continue the drive and get closer to that red zone for the Spiders.
First down and 10, ball spotted at the 21. Richmond has not yet been inside the red zone on the afternoon. The pick 6 by Morris Walker, the field goal by Peskin, the only 2 scores. Snap, handoff given to Foster Powell, the third back of the afternoon, and he will take it down to the 10-yard line. Gain of 11 will make it first down and goal at the 10.
I mean, Richmond is in the full allotment of their offense. They're getting up to the ball. They know where they want to be. Once again, backing up a couple of yards. They're just doing everything that they want and taking advantage of the opportunity of the Elon defense. They're finding the running lanes, and they're just absolutely going aggressive towards them.
15th time the Spiders have been in the red zone on the season. Elon allows an opponent in the red zone for the 17th time. Phoenix have given up 14 scores. This is Coleman. He'll simply bring it to the bottom of your screen and inside the 5-yard line and down to the 4. Gain of 6 on the play. That'll make it second down and 4.
I mean, Coleman's just looking for wherever something opens up, utilizes some athleticism, takes a quick little step, and then Elon, they have to make sure they're taking good angles. One bad angle, that takes a potential 1-2-yard game to 4 or 5, and that's what Richmond has really counted on within this first half.
Spiders, who led 3-0 at the end of the first quarter, simply put a Morris Walker pick 6 on the opening snap of the second quarter and trying to add to the 10-point margin right here. Snap, handoff given to Foster Powell, and he'll take it down to the 1-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it third down and 1.
TD, this is mildly dramatic for the Elon defense, but I think it's very honest here on this play. This is an opportunity to try to put Richmond in that situation where do they want to go for it on 4th down to kind of potentially provide another right hook, or do they want to take a field goal? Field goal in this situation is a win for the Elon defense because it makes it a 13-0 game. However, the touchdown here, that brings you 17, and that's going to put you in 3 position, and the Phoenix definitely need to make a big stop.
Snap, Coleman handoff given to Foster Powell and stood up at the line of scrimmage. Phoenix make the stop. Multiple guys up off the pile, including the All-American and Baker at free safety. And that will make it 4th down, and I believe Russ Huesman has made the decision to roll the dice, and indeed he has. Richmond on the season 5 for 7. Elon opponents are 4 for 7. And pardon me, they will not roll the dice, and instead Brandon Peskin, late a rival, as he will try to boot the field goal home. Already 1 for 1 on the afternoon. This one just a chip shot, basically an extra point 20-yard field goal, middle of the field.
TD, I think he's learned from last year, or the last time they played in Rhodes. You don't want to leave points on the board.
Yep, snap, spot, kick is good, and Richmond moves it to a 13-0 advantage. Timeout on the field. Let's take it with them. Back we come to Rhodes Stadium. This is Elon football on My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell, yeah.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell, yeah.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Let's get you the Wade Jewelers scoring drive summary. 9 plays, 72 yards, 5 minutes and 21 seconds off the board. And Peskin's second field goal of the afternoon. Welcome back to Family Weekend 2024. Thrilled to be joined by our friends from Hawthorne at Brightwood Farm Apartment Homes. Thinking about finding your new home? Then look no further than the newest property within a 10-minute drive to campus. Hawthorne at Brightwood Farm, located on Highway 70. The life you deserve and a place to live it. With Kyrie Walker and Hannah Brady, I'm Taylor Durham. The cavalcade of guests continues. Coming up at the break, Will Robertson, parent engagement at Elon University alongside Hannah when the halftime report begins. But the Phoenix right now just looking to mark in the scoring column and take what is a 13-point margin and get it sliced into half potentially on this series. TJ Thomas, Thomasville, Georgia. Freshman brings it back, and let's wait and see. We've played the wrong guessing game this afternoon on where it may be spotted. They'll send it to the 25-yard line on the return.
This is a big drive for the Elon offense. I mean, especially with Salapak going back out there. Obviously, that mistake on that interception, he knows better in that situation. But there was a little bit of momentum that was gathered. This is an opportunity to really put a drive together, put points on the board. But the Richmond defense, they have just taken advantage of what Elon's offense has given them, especially with the ball being free, and they've just capitalized. So big on them for doing that. But the Phoenix need to put a drive together in the next 5 minutes, get themselves back in the game.
Salapak handoff given away to TJ Thomas, and Thomas will spin it forward to the 30-yard line. Gain on the play will be a 5. Let's call it second down and 5. Phoenix found some success offensively in their opening drive. 7 plays, 25 yards. They gave it up though on downs. Kyrie since then 3 and out, 4 plays in a punt, 3 plays in the pick, and 5 plays in a pick. So by my math, that is 15 plays and 4 offensive sets.
I mean, that's been one of the downfalls of the Elon offense over the last couple of weeks, not really putting together drives that lead to scores. They have the playmakers, no one questions that, but they need to get this guy going, especially to really open up the pass game on the outside.
Yep, handoff given to the man from out of Thomasville, Georgia, and he'll find his way for a 10-yard gain. And the Phoenix offensive line starting to open up a few holes for the Elon run game. We told you earlier, it's Gilbert and Duskin now at the tackles, Williams and Hogan at the guards, and Burkett at the center.
I think one of the things on that last play on an RPO is that it was great patience there by TJ Thomas, because Galloway actually shot A gap instead of B gap. B gap was free, and then he used that to take advantage of no one being there and making a great play. So great read there by TJ Thomas and great block by the O-line.
Hand off once again, given to Thomas. A little jump cut and go into Richmond territory, and he'll find his way to the 46-yard line. Gain on the play will be a 15. Well, wait a second. If we're going to start jump cutting and going, that changes everything.
Well, I can tell you this right now. Offensive coach Alex Stadler, I know he's been getting into that offensive line because they weren't being physical to the point of attack over the last to this game until the last 2 drives. And now you're giving your running back, who just needs a little bit of space and opportunity. They're being physical. They're utilizing double team blocks, and they're making plays. That's what they need to spring this offense, is make sure that run game is established.
5+ yards per carry for Thomas. Now Baker will get a chance. Rashawn Baker inside the 40 simply breaks away. Richmond was trying to pull his jersey, and Superman said,
no.
Don't pull on the cape. Don't pull on the cape. 46 yards. Baker touchdown, and the Phoenix just like that have moved into a 7-point margin.
Well, that's just I think that's the first mistake there by Richmond offense. You cannot go high on that young man. Great job planting his feet into the ground, and then if you're just going to arm block and you're just going to arm tackle Rashawn Baker, he's going to run through those. He's made a career from Bucknell when he was at first running through those. That's a great opportunity. That's the spark that the Elon team needed.
Phoenix have got another injured player down on the field toward the near sideline. Eric Storsved and his team have been awfully busy during the opening half. It appears to be a cramp of sorts. We'll try to get a further observation before the halftime break. Baker's touchdown run, by the way, his longest run of the season by far. It had previously been 18 yards. It's also his second touchdown run of the year. It is the native of Monroe and Parkwood High School in Cody Hardy that was banged up, but the big fella leaves the field under his own power, and that's a good thing.
Well, I'll tell you this, CD, on that run, Rashawn Baker's been waiting for a run like that. He's been patient and working hard and being really diligent and just waiting for his time, and he took advantage of that moment. That was started by TJ Thomas and taking advantage of the short run, being physical up front. The offensive line dictated that drive with their physicality, and it led to the home run punch by Rashawn Baker.
We mentioned North Carolina Central at the start of the broadcast. This feels like that running game. Phoenix almost 8 yards per tote in the opening half as Berkowitz will bang it through. And with 3:50 left, we'll keep it right here. Wade Jewelers scoring drive summary. 4 plays, 75 yards, 2 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock. Scoring drive summary presented by Wade Jewelers. It shouldn't be stressful to celebrate life's big moments. Our friends at Wade to make it easy, and also this great crowd in attendance for Family Weekend 2024 gets rewarded by our friends at Moe's Southwest Grill. Remember, the first Elon touchdown at any home game inside a road stadium, a Moe's touchdown. Be sure to get your buy one, get one free coupon when you leave Road Stadium after another Elon victory.
Well, TD, what I'm seeing right now, Jack Salopek is coming in. He's kind of given the spark to this offense. 2 great drives, one that was just by interception. Like I said, he knows better to kind of tuck that or throw it away. But you're seeing the Elon getting into a rhythm. With the run game, it establishes the pass. It allows for a little bit more freedom for your wide receivers for those one-on-one matchups and allow them to do what they do well. Phoenix taking advantage. That was a big 7 that they needed.
You and I have talked a lot during the opening half about the four snaps helped that group of 5 guys.
Well, it looks like they weren't doing as much one-on-one. It was more double team and blocks, and they were winning and working up to the second level. And I know Coach Alex Adler works with them adamantly on that, and they did that really well. So I expect Richmond to make an adjustment on the next drive here. But the Phoenix defense, this is a big moment for them to make some plays and try to get the ball back to their offense and put some points on the board.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina native Jake Merriam bangs one into the end zone. And now the Phoenix defense will have a go at it. Brandon Tyson, Marco Paterno at the linebacker spots. Up front on the defensive line, Loro, Nato are the tackles. Johnson and Moore the ends. Baker, Atkins, and Curtins in that safety group. Also Brooks and Dylan Tucker the corners.
And it looks like how it's just set up here for the Elon defense. They got to watch out these one-on-one matchups on the outside. That be prepared.
And penalty flags on the play. Let's wait and see as Peter News, our head linesman. Mr. News has been one of the gentlemen that's not been very holiday giving of forward progress.
5-yard penalty. First down.
False start has been whistled on the long-time center, Tom Ela. Grad student from out of Pittsburgh, 30th straight start of the afternoon for Russ Huesman's ball club.
I think one of the battles here at TD is going to be on the inside. Nato and Laura will have to get rolling, and that might have been another false start.
And here comes the penalty flag late. If it is, it's Matt Robert, the senior from out of Center Reach, New York, across the formation.
Center Reach. That's the perfect place where an offensive lineman is from. Outstanding. Love that.
Two ball clubs that combined to average 8 penalties a ball game are about ready to get whistled for their 6th in the opening half. What is it you told me last year? Welcome to conference play.
False start. Yes, offense. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Excuse me. It is not Robert, but yet Philip Gray III, third-year sophomore from out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, it just looks like the Richmond offensive line is a little antsy at this moment, just trying to get off the ball and set those blocks because the Elon defense has, been playing fast and physical, but this is not where Richmond wants to be. So expect them not to try to get the home run here, but just try to, utilize what they do best and take advantage of any openings that the Phoenix give them from yardage.
99 wearing the maroon top was trying to help everybody. Johnson pointing out who he thought moved. Snap, handoff given to Palmer Smith, and he will simply find the sledding to Tough to the 17-yard line, a gain of 2 on the play. And that'll make it second down and 18. Clock moving to under 4 minutes left to play.
And I think, Richmond's going to try to burn as much clock as possible, especially if there's a very minimal game here for the Elon defense, and I can expect them to call a timeout here to try to give themselves as much time as possible.
2 wides to each side. Coleman ready, evades Moore, now flushed from the pocket. He'll dump it down. Ellis makes the grab. Back to the original line of scrimmage and then to the 27-yard line. Gain of 10 on the play will make it third down and 8.
I mean, you got to give Coleman a lot of credit there. That's just good pocket awareness. You saw Kasim Moore coming. He just found the quickest receiver and just get out of bounds there. So, getting themselves in a good position here, a little bit better, I should say, than where they were in a third down. Interesting play call here of what it's going to be for the Richmond Spiders.
Richmond 4th best in the league in third down opportunities when the day got started. 45.6%. They're 2 for 5 in the opening half. Coleman looking, he'll send one near side. Pass is caught, and making the grab is Garcia, the Hope Mills, North Carolina senior. It'll be enough for a first down and to the 42-yard line, 43-yard line rather. On the catch, 16 yards when 8 was needed.
Well, that's just great offense there, but then also miscommunication on defense on the back end for the Phoenix. That cannot happen. You can't have receivers running wide open, especially when you have such a long down and distance. But once again, the Spiders are simply just taking what Elon's giving them, and they're capitalizing on those opportunities. And now they're making a drive here with about over 2 minutes, try to put additional points on the board before half.
This may be the final snap before the 2-minute timeout. Handoff given to Palmer Smith. He breaks free from the initial tackle, and also Brooks has to track him down inside Elon territory to the 39-yard line, and now Sidquavius is down at the Phoenix 41-yard line, and quickly a Richmond medical person out for a look, and Jill Swarm and the Elon student medical staff, the Elon sports medical staff run over to have a gander.
Yeah. Well, TD, I'll tell you on that play specifically, Dylan Pardue's young. He's going to learn. He's going to have a lot of experience, but you have to keep your outside arm free as playing defensive end. Nobody should be able to get outside you, but he got so connected with the offensive line there that he had no arm free. Thus, he was just able to bounce it and make potentially a loss to a very, very long game and allowing for Richmond to continue to push. So that's just learning your skills and understanding your technique. They practice this all the time as a defensive end. You have to make sure you have containment. If not, running backs like this, they're going to keep moving their feet and get a lot of yards as a result.
Sidquavius able to make his way up. He'll be helped off the field, but he is leaving under his own power. The storyline, Kyrie, that we talked about earlier, though, right now becoming a pressing storyline for the Phoenix defense. The injuries have been to also Brooks and Curtin, part of this 5-man defensive backfield that was already without Darren James Hamilton, who was unable to go this afternoon.
Yeah, and that's tough because DJ James Hamilton has kind of locked down that spot and how he's played over the last year and some change. But you have young guys in there. You have bodies who've been waiting for this moment, who are sitting there saying, I think I have an opportunity to play.
That's a 2-minute timeout.
Timeout on the field. Let's take it with them. The customary 2-minute timeout at the end of the first half. Richmond in Elon territory and trying to push the lead back to double digits after Rashawn Baker's second rushing touchdown of the season when he ran away from Spider defenders, got the Phoenix within 6.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Elon.
First down and 10 for Richmond. We'll get you an Elon soccer update here from Hempstead, New York in just a moment. Coleman ready to go. Looking, pocket holds, now flush, coming to the bottom of your screen in the near sideline, and Ishmael Atkins will chase him to higher ground in the Elon sideline. We mentioned earlier, Phoenix, the only program in all of the NCAA soccer landscape to be unbeaten with both programs. Mark Revo's ball club in a tussle, but they've gotten it tied as we head to the second half. Elon and Hofstra knotted up and won in a top 20 soccer matchup in CAA play. Here, 13-7. Phoenix once down 13, have gotten it within 6, but right now Richmond driving as Robert, the tight end, takes it inside the Spider red zone down to the Elon 19-yard line.
And I'll tell you right now, TD, good on Richmond for what they're doing. They're just taking advantage of poor defense right now for the Phoenix. You have a lack of containment, allowing quarterback free for another 10-yard run there, and then you have defensive backs who are just running past individuals, not squaring up and making tackles. So if the Phoenix are going to approach like that, Richmond, with the technique and how they're coached to play, they're going to continue to drive and take advantage of that. So the Phoenix, especially with the bodies going down, they have to play the technique defense that they've been coached, where Richmond's going to continue to put their drives together like this and try to put more points on the board.
Snap, handoff given to Palmer Smith. He'll find his way inside the Elon 15 down to the 14-yard line. Gain on the play will be a 5. Make it second down and 5. Clock continuing to run. The former head coach of the UT Chattanooga Mocs has got all 3 of his first half timeouts at his disposal.
Yeah, Coach Houston is going to definitely, he's looking for 6 on the board. He's going to continue to be physical and try to wear down this defense, take advantage of lack of alignment like this.
Coleman will flip one out. That is caught over on the far side, inside the Elon 10, down to the 6-yard line, as the catch is going to be made by DeGennaro. But it will be enough for a first and goal situation. Remember, the Phoenix held their line on the earlier drive inside the 10 as Richmond will finally take the timeout.
Timeout of the half. Richmond, 3 seconds.
We will keep it right here. Quick reminder, Phoenix yet to total their first sack on the afternoon. They've got 7 on the season. Every sack is a sack to get back. Food Lion Feeds has donated over 3 million meals to local food banks and college pantries through the Food Lion Feeds Sack to Get Back program. For every sack Elon makes this season, our friends at Food Lion Feeds will donate 1,000 meals to support the Second Harvest Food Bank right here in Alamance County and the Piedmont Triad. With Dr. Kyrie Walker, I'm Taylor Durham. We mentioned it earlier. The coordinator of parent engagement, Will Robertson.
A legend.
That sounds like an official title on Family Weekend 2024, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
He will be with Hannah Brady when we start the halftime. Of course, Hannah with Coach Trisciani at the end of the first half. First down and goal at the 6. Receiver in motion. Coleman will keep it himself inside the 5, trying to push the pile. Richmond says he's in. No signal, and now across the way, the signal has been given. And Coleman finds his way to the touchdown. Camden Coleman becomes the rushing touchdown for the Spiders, and Richmond gets it back to a 12-point advantage with the point after pending.
I think one of the big things on that drive, there was an opportunity for the Elon design there. No one who had the quarterback shifted as they should. Everyone thought it was going to be an outside run or outside pitch from Coleman. Coleman put his foot in the ground and went north, utilized that large frame of his, and then just kind of punched it in and utilized his physicality. So Richmond is just doing what they want from an offensive standpoint. The defense has to gear up, be tough, especially on the interior, because this is going to be a big part of who they are. Coleman has 117 yards passing in the first half and 103 yards rushing. That is the balance a lot of teams have had against the Phoenix the last couple of weeks, and we're seeing that again here today.
Peskin ready on the point after. 9 plays, 75 yards, 3 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock, and Richmond knocks home the point after, and so Elon will get one last crack at it before the halftime gun, and a chance to cut in to the 13-point margin.
With 36 seconds here, down 13, and then realistically with Richmond getting the ball after half. It's going to be interesting to see how the Phoenix approach this. I can expect anything here, trying to make a drive, but then also just going into the half. So it'll be interesting to see, especially considering it's a little bit of a role reversal last week. They're not getting the ball out of the half, so we'll see what they draw up, because, you know, down 13, it could, I know this may not sound good, TD, but it could be much worse realistically how Richmond has been making drives and, you know, going for that field goal. It could easily be a 24-27 game.
Well, McManus will boot it away. TJ Thomas back deep, along with Bryson Scott.
Be careful kicking it to Thomas here. Thomas he's been close, and if he gets his first foot in the ground, he's going to definitely try to create some space and get some yardage for the Phoenix.
Well, the guy who started his tenure did McManus at Illinois, Glendon, Maryland, the Hun School, having to make sure the football was up on the tee. Second time that's happened here in the opening half, and a simple line drive kick that will be fielded by one of the up guys, who will simply find his way forward to the 30-yard line. Is coming up to make the recovery is Jensen Hollum, 6'3", 235-pound junior defensive end from out of Bakersfield, California. And so the Phoenix will get a couple of cracks at it. Elon's got 3 timeouts to work with in 30 seconds for Irwin, Pennsylvania native Jack Salapak on in relief of Matthew Downing.
This is all on the offensive line here, and how this works. They have to win their battles up front and make sure to keep Jack clean.
Long snap count. Salapak, he'll run the quarterback draw, simply chooses the lane, coming to the near side, and Salapak will simply scramble out of trouble and then is banged into the Elon sideline by the Richmond defensive back, Chance Graves, 5th-year senior from out of Culpeper, Virginia. And boy, the Phoenix faithful, and not only the Phoenix faithful, 6th-year head coach Tony Trisciani thought Graves got to him late. Kyrie, that is a great shot on the sideline to show the 6th-year head coach is exactly right.
The game is fast-paced, so I understand it, but his foot was in the white when he got touched, and that's one of those calls. If Coach Trisciani is going to go off, he's going to believe it, but in that situation, it's tough to see.
Salapak trying to find Bray Boyd. Chandler can't hang on, incomplete. Clock will stop with 19 seconds left.
That's another draw for Brayboy. It's just been kind of uncharacteristic from him the last couple of weeks. Just balls that's directly between the four on his chest. He's more than capable of making those plays, and the team's going to need him to make some plays, especially if they want to get back in this game here today.
Salopek 2 for 4 on the afternoon. On in relief. Working with Baker as the lone back. Rashawn's got the touchdown. Here comes the blitz. He'll zip one out over the top of Dalton. Once again, Graves in coverage. And once again, Graves simply bangs into Dalton after the ball had gone over the top of the head. And it'll make it 3rd down and 10.
Well, I'll tell you this, TD, I think he just kind of rushes through there on Salopek. But the thing about this offense, the tempo offense that Elon, when they run in this type of situation, it allows for them to just roll and get to it. But I think that's something that works for them. When it takes a little bit more time, it's a little bit more muddy. But I think this is a great opportunity for them to evaluate this. Maybe something to stick with it going against such an aggressive defense like Richmond's.
Salopek drops back, pocket holds. He'll zip one down. Brayboy the catch. Chandler turns it into Richmond territory at the 40-yard line, and the Phoenix will burn the first time out of the half.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from
Salopek. The Phoenix will get a crack at it with 6 ticks left. Sorry,
pal. No, you're good. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Salopek. He's stepping up in the pocket. You know, Richmond's defensive ends are they're just monsters right now, and it's a tough battle for the Elon tackles, but they're competing, and Salopek stepping up, giving himself an opportunity. Good ball there, but with 6 seconds left, they have to be really decisive how they utilize this, either to give Berkowitz an opportunity to put 3 up.
All right, this is out of Burko's territory currently.
Yes.
Somewhere in the neighborhood of 57 to 58.
Yes.
6 ticks left.
Yep.
Tell me what you can run, what you're looking to run. Is it sidelines only with regards to you got to get it and get down, but you've also got 2 timeouts left.
I mean,
they will bring on the field goal unit. It is not Berkowitz.
McCoy.
It is Luke Barnes.
Oh, Luke Barnes.
The 6'6" freshman from out of Grimsley and Greensboro.
Okay.
Who was impressive in in practice this week, leading into the conference opener.
That is a large man. I think he's 6'6", 220, TD. Crazy, crazy.
Yurt to hold. Snap, spot, kick is away. It is a line drive and no good. And the half will draw to a close.
All right, Luke Barnes, can't talk trash after that, buddy. But, I think that shows a little bit of a different look for the Elon Phoenix. I mean, first half of ups and downs, but you got to ride with Salopek now. And now the most important thing is when they come back out, they have to make a stop. Richmond will get the ball to start the second half. We await for Hannah to be alongside the 6th-year head coach in just a moment. Spiders with 220 in total offense. Elon with 216 in total offense. And Hannah is alongside the head coach. Let's let him get set up here in just a moment, and it appears they are ready to go. Down to the Elon sideline we go. Hampton Farms presents our sideline reports. Here's Hannah with the head coach.
Well, Coach, Richmond threw the first punch and got on the board. How do you respond? You had that punch from Rashawn Baker. How do you like the way your team's responded in this first half?
We're more resilient than we're a better football team than we were last week, okay? We got ourselves in a hole, and today we fought back, all right? Got it back to a one-score game again here, and that's what we got to do. We got to rally again here at halftime. Some penalties, the turnovers. We got to come out. We got to play hard, play our brand, and it's got to be one drive at a time and one stop at a time.
The decision to put in Jack Salopek in for Matthew Downing. What have you liked in his weight ability to command the offense?
Jack. One thing Jack does is he gets the ball out quickly. He's got some escapability, so want to see him play some football. He's prepared. He's earned the opportunity, and we want to give it to him.
Thanks, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Guys.
Hannah, thanks so much, and our thanks as always to the head coach of the Phoenix, Tony Trisciani. Elon down 13 at the break. We mentioned earlier the coordinator of parent engagement. Yes. He leads off Family Weekend 2024 halftime report when Will Robertson visits with Hannah Brady. This is Elon Football on My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Be a part of the vibrant culture of Elon University, where personal connections propel your journey. At Elon, potential is mentored into purpose, engagement, and influential leadership. education transcends the classroom, driven by immersive experiences and hands-on opportunities. Dive in from day one to explore your passions and graduate as a leader ready to make a difference. Are you ready to begin your journey? Discover the possibilities at elon.edu.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the modern difference.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Welcome back here inside Rhodes Stadium for halftime. I'm Hannah Brady, now joined alongside special guest Will Robertson, the Associate Director for Parent Engagement. Now, Will, it's family weekend. I saw the excitement coming in, all the joy, all the smiles. For those that don't know, what are some of the activities for parents to get involved with this weekend?
Yeah, sure. So we had about 2,100 families come in this weekend, and we try to give a wide range of stuff. So obviously the football game is kind of the centerpiece of the weekend for everybody, but we also have some performances, some dance performances, some a cappella concerts, academic stuff as well. There's classes that parents could attend and also meet their students, professors. So try to get a little bit of something for everybody.
Now, I know you have the primary role in making this weekend happen, but as the university has a hands-on approach, how are they able to kind of make this?
The university definitely makes it a priority, and the fact that our office even exists shows the priority that they put on parents. A lot of schools don't even have an office like ours, so it's an all hands on deck weekend, and it's everybody from the faculty who shows up on Saturday morning to meet their students' parents, and our whole advancement office volunteering and that sort of thing. So it is a full effort.
Now you have Elon ties. You've been here in and out for 6 years. You were also 4 years as the associate men's basketball coach. What makes Elon such a special place, and why do you keep coming back?
Yeah, so I coached before, and when I was looking for a new job, I definitely, I wanted to work at Elon, and was looking. I was treated so well. The administration does a great job making their employees feel valued. There's professional development opportunities. It's just, and it's the people that makes it work. And whether it be in the athletic department or in advancement where I work now, it's just the people really make it a special place.
Well, it's certainly a beautiful day for that. Family Weekend 2024. Will, thanks so much for taking the time to speak to me today.
Of course, thank you.
Stay right here. We have a lot more in store for you here inside Rhodes Stadium on My 48.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Elon.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more.
Halftime report rolls on. Our thanks to Will Robertson for joining Hannah Brady on this family weekend 2024. Richmond in front of the Phoenix 20-7. Dr. Kyrie Walker back alongside. In just a few moments we'll get you highlights and stats from the opening frame. But let's open up this CAA scoreboard and also scores from around the ACC and around the top 25. On this, the final Saturday of September, several ball clubs in conference play. Monmouth is all over Fordham as they start the fourth in West Long Branch. The Hawks in front 63-14. What about Bowie's Creek? At the break, Delaware State, who led early against Richmond, finds themselves up 4 against the Campbells 21-17. Quick reminder, the Camels are here for homecoming on November the 2nd. 23rd ranked Albany in Maine just underway from the capital city of the Empire State. Phoenix will be there October 19th in their first game outside of the confines of the Old North State of the year, following the open date and the home date against New Hampshire on October 12th. Sacred Heart in Delaware set to go from Newark and Tubby Raymond Field. Morgan State and Stony Brook just about ready to go as well. And it's 6 o'clock, 12th ranked William and Mary and Hampton to go from Zabel Stadium. We take you to the next page of scores. In the ACC final from earlier, NC State 24, Northern Illinois 17. That's a good bounce back win for Dave Doran's ball club after being lambasted in Death Valley last Saturday. 15th ranked Louisville's out to the early touchdown lead in South Bend versus the 16th ranked Irish, just 90 seconds gone by. They're underway from Winston-Salem. Wake Forest and the artist formerly known as Louisiana Lafayette.
They
the
still are.
Raging Cajuns, now Louisiana, doing battle at a Legacy Federal Credit Union Stadium. They'll play for the Victory Bell at 4 p.m. in Chapel Hill, North Carolina and Duke. Final from earlier, 23rd ranked Kansas State wins 42-20 over the 20th ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys, the only top 25 matchup in the early going of this Saturday in the Little Apple from Manhattan, Kansas, and 71st minute of play in Hempstead. 19th ranked Hofstra leading 14th ranked Elon 2-1 in men's soccer. Need we remind you, Phoenix the only program in all of soccer on the collegiate level to be unbeaten with both their men's and their women's program. But the score at Rhodes Stadium for this family weekend 2024, Richmond in front of Elon by a 20-7 count. We'll show you the highlights, get you the stats, and tell you how we got to this point next when we roll on as you see the Fire of the Carolinas under the direction of Jonathan Paquette performing at the halftime. Back to Rhodes Stadium. This is Elon Football on My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the modern difference.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more. At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Elon.
to 7, Richmond in front of Elon. We welcome you back to Family Weekend 2024 with Dr. Kyrie Walker and Hannah Brady. I'm Taylor Durham. All right, let's show you how we got here. Phoenix get the opening drive, and Richmond imposes on their will defensively in the backfield. The lone sack of the ball game, Matei Fritz. Elon, though, would find their way into a 4th down situation, unable to convert. Richmond would get the early Peskin field goal, but Morris Walker provided the early fireworks. A 55-yard interception return. Peskin would add another field goal as the Phoenix would switch out Matthew Downing for Jack Salopek, and then TJ Thomas and Rashawn Baker would get going, and Baker on the run, a 46 for 38 yards, and Phoenix got it to 13-7 before Camden Coleman would move it back to a 13-point advantage off of the lone Richmond rushing touchdown of the opening half on the 6-yard run. As you get a look at the halftime stats presented to you by the Phoenix Kids Club and Drake's Restaurant in Burlington. Kyrie, the two numbers that jump out. Phoenix right now are -1 in the turnover margin. Elon, who was -3 over the last 2 ball games. Elon's had the football. They've been successful at times in what they've done. 216 yards of total offense, but the 3 turnovers, Richmond has taken them. And by the way, when we say the 3 miscues, we add in not getting it on 4th down on the opening drive. Richmond's turned those 3 missteps into 13 points. That's what they lead by.
And once again, you got to give a lot of credit to Richmond. Richmond's just taking advantage of the opportunities Elon's provided. We saw this last week against East Tennessee State. We've seen it the week before with Western Carolina. But the Phoenix have an opportunity here. It looks like they have a little bit of momentum with Salopek. The running game is going, but it's going to pretty much come down to this defense that's going to have to make some stops and get their offense back the ball, especially if they want to get back in it. This first drive is going to be big in the second half.
5 Richmond drives in the opening half. Every drive goes for at least 5 plays. Kyrie, they hold it for 18 plays and over 8 minutes in the second quarter. And partner, they do it on 2 drives, 18 plays, 147 yards, and 10 points.
I mean, what we're seeing from this Richmond offense, this is what they do. They want to wear down the defensive front, and that's realistically what they're doing. The defensive front has to step up here and starts to create a little bit of havoc, and because especially with the DBs who have went down for the Phoenix, I definitely expect Coleman to keep going and try to test the throw game. Test the defensive backs of the Elon Phoenix, but the big thing is they have to make a stop. I don't know who it is. Doesn't matter who it is. Don't care who it is. Someone has to make a stop and try to create some energy and get the blood going here within Rose Stadium.
Second half play-by-play comes your way next. This is Elon Football from My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell yeah.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell yeah.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Second half just about ready to get started. Quickly down to the sideline we go in Hannah Brady. Hannah?
Well, guys, down by 13. This is not the fast start that head coach Tony Trisciani has wanted. He didn't think that they gave ETSU their best either, and he knew coming in that Richmond's defense was going to make Elon earn the field, but he wants to get back to playing winning defense in the second half, shut down the run, limit Camden Coleman, and that means being good in their fits and sharp in their tackling skills, guys.
Hannah, thanks so much as Jake Marion will do the honors. Phoenix, who received the opening kick, will certainly get an opportunity to test those defensive fits in the opening series of the second half, and the weaponry of Jake Marion continuing to bang it into the middle of the end zone, and the touchback will give it to Richmond at their own 25-yard line. Just 5 series of work for Russ Huesman's ball club in the opening half. We mentioned it during the halftime. 4 of the 5 drives go for 6 plays or more, including the last 2. 18 plays, 147 yards, and 10 points.
Well, TD, the defense is going to have to come out fast, physical. Right now, Richmond's offense is 50% on third down. This is the big thing that the Phoenix have to slow down. But they're going to keep rolling. They have to make some plays and get off the field.
Snap. Handoff is given to the Spiders to begin things. The throw, out to Vini, third-year sophomore from out of Highland Springs, Virginia. And the gain is enough for the first down of 11.
I mean, that's a great relief block there for the wide receiver from Richmond, but also I think the Phoenix have to make sure they're putting their foot in the ground and getting to the ball. A little bit of loafing that you don't want to see, especially on the first play of the half. You want to get 11 hats to the ball, making a play, and getting them down as quickly as possible.
Coleman, the long look over to the Richmond sideline. Now ready to go. Snap, play action, zips one out. Beanie back-to-back catches, but Caleb Curtin there to make the tackle at the 41. Gain on the play will be a 5, though, so make it second down and 5.
Well, Richmond is just going to take, once again, what the defense is giving them, especially from a quick pass standpoint. They know running in the middle hasn't necessarily worked a lot, but if they could just get some 4 or 5 yards on the outside every time, they'll take it and continue to march down the field.
Hand off given to Palmer Smith right into the waiting arms of 99 and Josh Johnson. Palmer Smith able to move the pile. He'll be given forward progress to the 44. And the gain of 3 on the play will make it third down and 2.
This is a big third down here, and I know that's you're going to hear me probably say that every third down of this half. The Phoenix have to get off the field, get the ball back to their offense. They need to get in the stance, get their hand down, prepare for something quick for Richmond just to utilize that advantage that they've been utilizing in the run game.
Coleman goes to the pistol set, working with 2 wings. Robert and Clark, the tight ends, 1 to each side. Hand off given to Palmer Smith. He's got the first and more. Foot race, and he will win it. Richmond will move it to a 19-point advantage. And the guy that has run for 5 touchdowns through the first 4 games makes it a 6th rushing touchdown on a 56-yard carry.
I mean, Phoenix went all-out blitz, and then no one covered the C gap of where some of those individuals were supposed to be. You're being glued on blocks, and that's an easy run there for the Spiders. Phoenix have to figure it out from a defensive standpoint because that is Richmond just lined up and said, we're going to run the ball, and that's exactly what they did on that drive. And to come out and put 7 on the board, that's the complete opposite of what the Phoenix offense or the Phoenix defense really wanted to see to start the second half.
So the third best rushing offense in the CAA, 14th in the country, puts back-to-back touchdowns on the board with the ground game. And now Peskin will boot home the extra point. And just like that, Phoenix faced their largest deficit of the afternoon at 20, following the 4-play, 75-yard drive and 2 minutes of time.
I'm just going to tell you, just to be very transparent here, TD, from a defensive mind, you have to get off blocks. And what Richmond's offensive line is doing, especially on that drive, they are locking up the defense, and they're working to the second level where their linebackers can't come free. We haven't said the linebackers' names a lot today, and that is one thing that needs to be said. Paterno has a fumble recovery, but those guys cannot be magnets. They cannot. They are able to do what they do by playing free. And right now, Richmond is just working up double teams to the second level. They're covering, and they're creating large rush lanes where they're able to just run through and have a field day. So if the Phoenix want to get back into this and they get the ball back, they need to make sure they shut that down because Richmond's going to go back to it.
Richmond is doing a lot of the things at certain points that ETSU did, some of the things that Western did.
Yep.
What's been the thing that stood out the last 3 weeks? Because this is an Elon defense that had the linebacker involved the first 2 weeks and a great job run defense-wise versus Duke and Central.
Well, I think it's just working up to the second level, putting big bodies in front of their vision and just blocking them enough that it creates creases, and that's what's been working. And that's just been the scheme, and it hasn't necessarily changed. So the Phoenix have to figure out something fast because right now teams have a good read on what they want to do, and they're doing it and executing to a very high rate.
Bryson Scott on the return, and the freshman from out of Florence, South Carolina, will turn it up to the 36-yard line. And so that's where Jack Salopek will get the opportunity. Phoenix with 7 different offensive sets in the opening half. 2 turnovers, a touchdown, the field goal effort from long distance that missed at the end of the half. And then a couple of punts, and then, of course, the first drive that the Phoenix turned it over on a 4th down opportunity in Richmond territory. Salopek, hand off, give it to T.J. Thomas, and Thomas able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that is it. Carter Glassmeyer, the St. Francis transfer, who was the Northeast Conference Defensive Rookie of the Year comes up with the stop.
I mean, great play there by Glassmeyer. And that's one of the hardest things from that end is just planting your foot and going down the line of scrimmage. That's exactly what he did. So there was an opportunity to get traction as a running back because you had a linebacker screaming down the line. That is what he's taught to do. And once again, Richmond is not beating themselves. They're not making big mistakes, and they're just playing their level of football and their brand of football on defense right now.
Salopek on second down. Here comes the pressure. He'll zip one out, and T.J. Thomas caught it, but then was upended. Jordan Allen, third-year sophomore from out of Rockville, Virginia, comes up to make the tackle. And they'll spot it at the 39-yard line, making third down and 6.
Yeah, the Phoenix cannot go 3 and out on this first drive, especially from what we just saw from the Richmond offense, especially if they want to keep themselves in this game. So they have to find a way to get these yards and move the sticks, keep their offense on the field, and try to put together a really productive drive because it is needed. It is getting danger zone right now for the Phoenix.
3 wides to the bottom of your screen. Salopek drops back. Here comes the pressure. He'll zip one out. Pass is caught. Zamir Winston into Spider territory, inside the 30, and then knocked out of bounds at the 24-yard line. A gain of 37 on the play, and Winston having to be attended to by the Phoenix medical staff after the play as he simply takes a hard hit going to the boundary.
I mean, that's a great play there by Zamir, turning it upfield, making a big play for his offense. But rather than going on offense, he's trying to fight for every yard, goes into the contact. And I think when you talk about the head there, just looking at 21 and the helmet to helmet there, that's something that it looked like it impacted how he landed as well. So you got to be really careful in that situation with 0. Make sure he's okay. But that's a football play. If you're going to stay in for those moments, they're going to be big sticks. And 21 brought it on that.
Zamir Winston hops up, being attended to by the Phoenix medical staff. He'll go spend a little bit of time in the Duke Sports Medicine medical tent, just to the left of our broadcast location. Salopek, a third down conversion, just the second one in 5 opportunities for the Phoenix.
I think the Phoenix just have to continue to focus and do their thing. That's a big play. Obviously, you want Zamir to be okay, but you got to get back to it, take advantage of the moment.
Salopek, handoff given to Thomas. TJ finding a seam. He'll simply make his move to the 16. Ball popped out, but I believe the Phoenix offensive line, Johnny on the spot, leave it to the Gatlinburg, Tennessee native in Burkett to find it.
Great job by Burkett, just paying attention, getting down. T.J. Thomas has to make sure he's keeping that ball off the ground. He's an outstanding running back when he finds space. He's very shifty, but he has to make sure he keeps it high and tight. And Richmond's doing a good job of putting their head on the ball to create a little bit of a situation. That would have been a really bad turnover for the Phoenix.
How much is it just the freshman year? It seems like when it gets into trouble, it gets out.
It gets out or it gets down. There it was just low. You put your helmet on, you're going to lose it. He has to make sure he's coached to not do that, because now teams are going to see that and they're going to try to get that ball out.
Given to Baker. Rashawn Baker leads his way for it and has enough for the first down at the 14-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. Clock moving. Phoenix trying to answer the Richmond drive to start the second half. After Elon got it cut to 6, back-to-back touchdown runs. Coleman 6 yards to end the opening half. And then Palmer Smith 56 yards to begin things here in the second half. Salopek, handoff given to Baker. A little stutter step. Rashawn trying to get to the outside and cannot, but penalty flags have been thrown. And I got a feeling this is Wayne Galloway grabbing for the face mask.
And that's tough. That's tough on Galloway because he's just trying to make a play. He was back there, but he knows he's just trying to get him down anyway means necessary. But he did get a good hand to face mask there, and it should be a 15-yarder.
Todd Boyd is your referee.
Face mask. Defense. Number 9. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
You hate that, TD, especially for 9 because he's playing hard. But, I think at the end of the day, Houston's going to deal with that. That's just a good move by Rashawn Baker, stuttering back in. And at any means necessary, Wayne's trying to get him down. So, Phoenix, you have life here. It's first down, first and goal. You have an opportunity to get back in this game, but you got to take care of the ball, and especially if you go run game. Nothing easy here for the Phoenix, and they know they need to put 6.
Cast of thousands, man, and the cameras have been tremendous this afternoon. Here's the Phoenix on first down. Handoff given to Baker, and Rashawn will simply drag the pile to the 8-yard line. Loss of 1 on the play, but it could have been about 3.
Yeah.
before the stop is made.
You got to be careful when you go slow developing plays at this point. You're short, so you got to understand, especially once Richmond decides and sees that it's run, they are sending bodies at full speed to keep them out of the end zone. So anything slow, you're asking for trouble. So the Phoenix have to move with a little bit of pace, a little bit of tempo to try to catch Richmond sleeping a little bit, because they're kind of locked in, and as soon as they see run, they're flying to the ball.
TJ Thomas, 3 rushing touchdowns on the season. The snap, Salopek flips it out. Thomasville, Georgia freshman is simply dropped behind the line of scrimmage. The swing pass is read and read to perfection. We told you earlier, Wayne Galloway, 5th-year senior from out of Thibodeau, and Carson Stoklinski, the 3rd-year sophomore from out of Watkinsville, Georgia, lead the charge.
I think that's a pretty predictable play call there. You're just looking at him, and kind of Jack looks him through the whole way. He's looking at TJ, so that makes it easier for those linebackers to fly towards him because they see where that ball is going. You can't get too predictable on the end of the field, because that's where Richmond has really made their money this afternoon. They're looking at what the Phoenix are doing from studying film, and they're just putting their foot in the ground and going. So the Phoenix have to make sure they're taking advantage of this moment. This is a big, big opportunity for them to try to put 6.
Salopek drops back. Here comes the pressure, and Jack is simply dropped. Richmond gets pressure in the backfield. I believe it's Jamar Hodges, first guy to get to him, redshirt freshman from out of Petersburg, Virginia, that comes away with the sack.
I mean, Jack, in that situation, you don't want to throw a pick, you don't want to turn over the ball, and you don't want to necessarily take a sack and make it outside of Berkowitz's range, but that's a missed opportunity for the Phoenix, especially with 1st and goal on the 7.
Berkowitz, the attempt will be 37 yards. Yerk on the hold. Snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good. Well, the Phoenix get points off their opening drive of the second half, and Elon back within 17 as we send you to the break. 7:40 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Richmond 27, Elon 10.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more.
Phoenix cut it to a 17-point margin and do so off of the scoring drive, which goes 10 plays, 46 yards, and 5 minutes and 12 seconds. One of the key moments of the drive. Salopek to Zymir Winston on a 3rd down. Down to the sideline we go. Hannah Brady's got an update on Zymir Winston.
Well, Taylor, injuries have plagued the Phoenix today, and Zymir Winston patted his head and helmet after he went down on that collision. He was examined in the medical tent. He came out. They had him doing some running drills on the sideline, and then he went back into the medical tent. So not sure if he'll be available for the rest of this game, but I'll continue to monitor his progress, guys.
Hannah, thanks so much. Jake Marion will boot it away, an end-over-end kick. And once again, Richmond will simply watch, hit about halfway through the end zone. On the outside of the maroon end. And so the Spiders will begin the drive. 1st down and 10 from their own 25. We mentioned earlier the efforts of Young Marion.
Yep.
Jake has got 3 kickoffs this afternoon.
Yep.
Richmond has started at their own 25 each and every time.
And TD, the last 3 drives, they have a 72-yard play drive for a field goal, a 75-yard touchdown drive, and then another 75-yard touchdown drive. Marion's doing his part, but the defense is going to have to wake up if they want to get back in this game and getting individuals down and making plays.
This is Foster Powell with the carry to begin the drive. Came in as the 3rd back on the depth chart for head coach Russ Huesman. 26 carries for 85 yards on the year. As he winds up with his 4th carry to begin the series.
Yep.
Tackle made by Donovan Everett and Nick Belos, who are in the ball game.
Yeah, the Phoenix defense is just going to have to, toughen up here in this situation. Someone's going to have to make a play if they want to get the spark.
Coleman looking down the field, got a man, pass is caught. Dylan Tucker on the defensive effort, but it is not to be as Griffin makes the grab. 4th-year junior from out of Wilmington, North Carolina, in Javion Griffin.
Great play by Griffin, understanding where he is, stopping and letting Tucker to kind of overrun him by 1 or 2 yards, having enough separation where he can turn and get the ball while Tucker is still faced going north. So that's just a good pitch and catch there for the Richmond offense.
Coleman looking to heave it again. He'll flip one out, and Robert in clean coverage. He simply forced out of bounds. Dylan Tucker comes up and makes the play, but not before the tight end in the Cornell transfer finds his way inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. And right now, Coleman, who threw it for over 300 last Saturday, trying to find a rhythm. 13 for 18 on the ball game.
Yeah, Coleman's definitely in a rhythm right now. He's just taking once again, he's just taking his time. And the offensive line is doing a good job keeping him clean. 0 pass rush for the Elon defensive line. No one's making him uncomfortable getting him off his spot. So he's just playing pitch and catch with his guys like it's summer training camp.
Coleman zips it to Jerry Garcia. Garcia will simply drive it inside the red zone to the Elon 19-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play. That'll make it 2nd down and 1. Last 3 snaps, 54 yards for Richmond. 28, 17, and 9 as Coleman has completed 3 straight.
Yeah, once again, TD, just watch the pass rush here, watch the situation. No one's really being physical at the point of attack for the Elon defense, so Richmond's just running their offense and doing what they do.
Handoff given to Foster Powell inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. That'll make it 1st down and 10.
I think just once again, it's a methodical drive. They have just got into a rhythm as an offense, and they are just absolutely taking the ball and doing whatever they want with it. And considering this is the 4th drive, and they are over 60 yards so far in this drive. It's the 4th consecutive drive over 60 yards for this Richmond offense. They have found something in the Elon defense, and they're just kind of exploiting it and taking advantage of it, and they're doing it to perfection at the moment.
By my math, almost 150 yards in the 3rd quarter alone as the give is to Foster Powell. And he'll find his way to the 12-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play, make it 2nd down and 8. And Kyrie, the most important thing right now is, boy, Richmond gets it and almost puts a boa constrictor-like grip on that clock. Time just continuing to wind away. Now 4 minutes, 17 seconds and moving.
Yeah, once again, Richmond is just simply doing what they want to do. They are just lining up. They're putting big on big. They're winning their one-on-one matchups. They're working up to the 2nd level. They have the throw game going. They have the running game going. They're just taking advantage of what Elon's allowing them to have.
Coleman trying to get away and cannot, and Kasim Moore comes away with the tackle. Gain of 2 on the play, back to the line of scrimmage, rather. And that'll make it 3rd down and 8.
3rd down opportunity for the Phoenix. They haven't been in this situation in a while. They're going back into the 1st quarter because the drives have just been really, really long for the Richmond offense. So the Phoenix want to hold this to a potential field goal try. Somebody has to make a stop or a play, but once again, Richmond feels comfortable with the allotment of plays that they have.
8th snap of the drive. Coleman going for the end zone. Got a man out there, and it is incomplete. Intended for Griffin. And coverage by Baker as well as Robinson for the Phoenix. And that'll bring up 4th down, and Brandon Peskin, who has been busy on the afternoon, will will simply line up what'll be a 29-yarder. Aaron Trussler on the hold for Richmond.
Yep. There, Robinson, good hand fighting on the initial play.
Snap, spot, kick is away, and no good. And for the first time, Kyrie, on the season, Richmond gets inside the red zone and comes away with absolutely nothing. Foul that away as we were headed to a media timeout. We are not headed to the media timeout. Todd Boyd, the referee, simply calls off the
I've never seen that.
electronic timekeeper on the near sideline.
Yep.
And so the Phoenix will go to work with it 1st and 10 at their own 20. Remember, though, you're not supposed to take media timeouts after big plays or swings of momentum. Certainly a missed field goal, certainly the first red zone opportunity on the year that comes up blank would be considered that. Now let's see if the Phoenix and Jack Salopek can take advantage of the opportunity and movement up front. Let's wait and see. It's either Stocklinskill or Williams. Todd Boyd will help us sort it out here. Stocklinski, rather.
Good job, Joel.
Offside. Defense. Number 44 in the neutral zone, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Blocked field goal last week in Dover against Delaware State for Stocklinski. First time the Spiders have had one of those on the box score since 2021.
I mean, good job by Bill Williams there, just reacting. Was it genuine? Who knows? But in that moment, and they jump across as offensive line, you're taught to make that move and try to get 5 yards. And just to keep this drive going, the Phoenix needed to try to build something here and take advantage of the opportunities.
Here's Salopek on 1st down and 5, and Jack simply runs through an arm tackle and then dives for it. Oh, my goodness. Don't let the cat from Irwin, Pennsylvania dive forward into danger zone as all of a sudden he will take it to the 43-yard line. The gain on the play will be of 18. We've gone to immediate timeout off of the injured Spider. Let's take it with them. Back we come to Rhodes Stadium. Phoenix down 17, but with the ball. This is Elon football on My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancec.edu to learn more. At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy, with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the Modern difference.
3:07 left to play after the timeout. The injured player is TJ Baldwin, backup defensive tackle, redshirt freshman from out of Chesterfield, Virginia. He's been helped off to the far sideline, and now the Phoenix back to work. Jack Salopek on in relief of Matthew Downing. Works with TJ Thomas in the backfield. Snap, handoff, give it to Thomas. The little cut, and then simply back to the line of scrimmage. And that is it. And my goodness, Richmond just simply swarms to it. As coming up to make the tackle that time is C.J. Frazier, one of many, and it'll bring up second down and 10. Let's go back to the Salopek run, though, of 18 following the first down penalty on Richmond defensively. We'll get to it here in just a moment. Brayboy in motion across the formation. Salopek sets, throws underneath, catch made by Chandler. Brayboy breaks a tackle, spins it into Richmond territory down to the 42-yard line, gain of 15 when all that he needed was 10.
I think Brayboy, you got to get him in the rhythm of the game. You got to get him going. You need him in the middle of the field those moments if it's not on the outside, because he can break tackles every moment and take advantage of the opportunities.
Here is the replay, the look of the throw as Chandler makes the catch for Brayboy on the afternoon. It is catch number 4 for 74 yards. He's moving up the record books for a second straight Saturday. More on that in just a second. Salopek uncorks. Dieke makes the grab. O.D. simply stands up at the 32-yard line. C.J. Frazier, another tackle, made it after the 11-yard gain. More on O.D. in just a moment. Here's the run that started it all, though, following the penalty. You and I are not one to judge form, but I'll let you judge form here.
He's a 2024 version of Red Grange since he's from, here he goes again, here he goes again.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Salopek simply able to get back to the line of scrimmage and then maybe get a yard or two before the tackle can be made. Camden Bird, third-year sophomore from out of Ashland, Virginia, comes up to make the stop.
I'll tell you this about Jack. He has good feet. He has a good knowledge of when it's time to go, even though it doesn't look like a sprint when he's going, TD. It's definitely a gallop. He gallops with a lot of urgency and get where he needs to go, but he needs to be careful in those situations, too. He has to make sure he has enough space to do what he does because he's definitely going to be needed. The offense has had a spark with him out there, so he has to be aware of those moments and try not to take any extra hits that he doesn't need.
Second down and 9. Salopek flips it out, pass caught. Brayboy makes the grab and is quickly knocked down as Jabril Hayes, 20 tackles on the season for the free safety, comes up to make the stop. For Chandler, that is catch 5, and it will certainly increase the yardage on the afternoon. He came in with 1,834 receiving yards, which was 9th on the list. He has moved in to 8th on the list. And he'll pass Jackson Parham to get there. But the end of the third quarter has drawn to our attention. Back we come for the final 15 minutes. Elon down 17 but dropping.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell, yeah.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell yeah.
Phoenix are 2 for 6 in third down opportunities. They'll go to the Wildcat with TJ Thomas. Elon down 17. Thomas on the little counter. He'll simply dive forward, and the question is, did he get there based on the spot? It looks like he did, but hold the phone. We've been wrong before this afternoon.
A lot. But one thing, once again, just watching the Richmond defense, those guys are out there, and they're putting hat on the ball. They are making some big hits, clean hits at that. I mean, outstanding form tackle there. But I've been, once again, just so impressed by their linebacking crew. But specifically on that play, looking at Galloway, he is being fast. He's playing physical. He's playing to hit people. That's what linebackers do. If you're going to wear a cowboy collar like that, you got to be a grown man. And he's leading that defense, and they're definitely making sure the Phoenix earn every yard that they have.
Tristan Wheeler had 50 starts under his belt when he left Richmond. Glassmeyer and Galloway have certainly filled in at different times. Handoff given to Thomas, and TJ simply gets it back to the line of scrimmage, but that is it.
10-4. I just, once again, the Phoenix have to move with a little bit of urgency here, especially with the clock down 17. You want to take some time. You want to get the play that you want, but you want to make sure you're moving towards the end zone and give your defense an opportunity to make some stops and get yourself the ball back as quickly as possible.
Salopek on the afternoon, 9 for 12, 129 yards and an interception. Bray Boy in motion. They'll simply fake the jet sweep. Now the handoff given to Baker, and Rashawn finds his way inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. It'll make it third down. Let's call it 6. All right. I'm going to do a little math here, so we're going to get on the high wire for a moment. Yep. 17 means at some point you got to have Burko in this deal. I know that you want 7 here. How important is it to get something?
It's important to get something, but then also you're kind of chewing clock on yourself here, just looking at the amount of time it's taking them to get out of the breaks in the huddle, and then 2 running plays. I mean, you know, you want to move with a little bit more pace, a little bit more tempo. I think the Phoenix are moving like they're up 17 rather than they're down, and that's something that they have to switch in order to give themselves a chance here in the fourth quarter.
2 wide outs to each side. Snap. Straight drop. Now Salopek will tuck and go. Jack leans forward inside the 15 down to the 12-yard line. He will be just shy. It'll be 4th down and 1. And now the Phoenix have the decision to make, and there is no decision to make. Magazoo, LaDoyan, Hardy, all in the ball game, as well as Tim Hogan. Phoenix will simply line up and have had it. 0 for 1 on the afternoon on 4th downs. For the season, they are 2 for 6. Richmond is 5 for 8 defensively.
I think you go find where Cody Hardy is and you get behind him.
Snap to Baker after Salopek cleans out, and Rashawn Baker finds his way to the first down. My goodness, went to a full house backfield and then simply showed it on the deep back.
But the Phoenix need to get up to the ball, because right now they're taking a lot of time here, and they need to make sure that they have a sense of urgency. Then just doesn't seem like they have that, especially when you're down 17 points. Every second's going to matter, so you want to move and get yourself what you need, because right now with this drive, they're going to potentially snap it with 11:45, and that's going to be a lot of clock that they just burned. So they have to move with a little bit more pace to give themselves as much time as possible in this quarter.
8 for 12 in the red zone on the season, 1 for 2 this afternoon. Salopek has it slapped away, and it is incomplete. And if you didn't know by reading the pregame brochures and handouts that Grant, the defensive end, could play with 7 sacks and 8 tackles for loss, partner, that is Exhibit A on the tape right there.
I mean, that's clinic quality, and I've been just so impressed by the defense in front of Richmond. They know how to really get after the passers. They're really setting themselves off at the offensive tackle, so they open up in, they open up out. They know how to do their counter move and get in, and they're winning a lot of those battles on the outside. So the Phoenix is going to be a lot of tape to learn from, because they're facing a very good defensive front in the Richmond Spiders this afternoon.
2nd down and 10. Salopek straight drop. Here comes the pressure. Jack flush. He'll dump it down. Pass caught. Touchdown, TJ Thomas.
I mean, that's an outstanding job by Jack Salopek, not hitting the panic button, continuing to move his feet. That's a touchdown by the Phoenix. So now it's going to be, the game is going to be on the defense. Can the defense make a stop of this Richmond offense, make a 3-and-out happen? Because it hasn't happened all game. This would be a great time for them to do that, get their offense back to the ball.
The running back combo gives you Baker on the long touchdown run and T.J. Thomas on the touchdown catch. And Berkowitz on to attempt the point after that'll move the Phoenix back within 10. We'll give you the Wade Jewelers scoring drive summary when we rejoin you. Snap, spot, kick is away, and good. These two ball clubs have split the last 6 meetings. We don't need to remind you of Family Week in 2022 when they went to double overtime to decide it. Back we come to Road Stadium. Elon down 10. This is Elon to football.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell, yeah.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the modern difference.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell, yeah.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
With Kyrie Walker. And the Phoenix back within 10 on this CAA opener. Elon trying to avoid a third straight loss in this building. As Marion will boot it away, a end-over-end kick that will be taken by Garcia. Trying to turn the corner back to the 30 and then simply slung down at the 32-yard line. And that's where the Richmond offense will take over. Kyrie, I say the Richmond offense. Russ Huesman's ball club just kind of following the script at this point.
Yep.
7 series total. They have snapped a grand total of 4 series over the last 2 quarters. 3 of those 4 drives have been at least 9 plays, 5+ minutes, 3+ minutes, and 4+ minutes. That cannot happen right now.
It cannot. This is someone's going to have to step up and make a play. A defensive line is going to have to get off blocks. They're going to shut down run lanes. They want to get their offense back to the ball. Somebody's going to have to do something and do it fast.
Coleman trying to flip one out and will, and Landon Ellis makes the catch. Dylan Tucker there to force him out of bounds. But Richmond will have enough to move the sticks.
And once again, is just playing pitch and catch. There's a lot of cushion that the defensive backs are giving, and Richmond is just running quick outs. That's about 2 or 3 yards short, turning, giving a good pocket or giving a good area for the quarterback. He's putting the ball where it is, and then it's kind of immediate panic from the defensive backs. They have to play closer because right now, that's what Richmond is going to take. They don't need the home run. They have the 10-point lead, so Phoenix have to figure it out, but that's a good start for the Spiders offense.
Coleman has missed 6 total times on the afternoon. This is Zach Palmer-Smith, who's got a touchdown run to his credit. He'll take it to the 44-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play will make it 2nd down and 8.
I think it's the defensive line, too. A lot of credit has to go to the Richmond offensive line and the battles that they've been winning. I mean, honestly, TD, if you watch and you look back on the film here, they are just taking steps forward. They have very rarely been behind the line of scrimmage or pushback. They are just making sure they're winning their blocks, their combo blocks, and getting positive yardage and opening up holes for the running game.
Out of the pistol look. Zach Palmer-Smith dots it. He's over 100 yards on the afternoon, 14 for 107. Half of that on one tote. Coleman zips one out, pass caught by Ellis, and once again, plenty of room to work with. Dylan Tucker there to ride him out of bounds, but that's at the midfield stripe. And just shy of the first down.
Once again, just a large cushion, whereas you just take your route 2 yards in as they're in their back pedal, turn it and open. That's been there all season for a lot of teams, and the Phoenix haven't adjusted.
Snap, handoff, give it to Palmer, and he is stacked up. First guy to get to him is Nato, and then the party arrived wearing maroon tops and gold breeches as guys like Moore as well as Loro and Atkins in there on the stop as well.
Chuck Nato has been the energy of the defensive front seven all season. He's made the plays when it was time to make a play, got off the ball, shot his hands. That is what the Phoenix has needed all night. I think he realized that's a big opportunity here. They had to get off the field. Outstanding play to just disrupt as a defensive tackle. And for the first time in a long time, opportunity where the drive is not as long, but the Phoenix have to capitalize here and beware of anything slick by the Richmond offense.
Tressler to boot it away. And the native of Melbourne in Australia will send it. Bryson Scott will simply let it bounce. It'll take an Elon hop, but it will wind up inside the Phoenix 10 at the 9-yard line. We will keep it right here. Already expired the first media timeout of the quarter. Got a little bit of distance to work with until we get you to the mandatory 2-minute timeout.
Yep.
And so the Phoenix huddle up around head coach Tony Trisciani, wide receiver coach Kyle Perkins, offensive line coach Alex Stadler, running back coach Nate Harris. All three of them on the horn upstairs to the guy 2 booths over in his 8th season as the offensive coordinator in Drew Fulmer. Salapack ready to go. Looking, pocket hold, zips one out, caught Dalton, and Jamarian makes the grab to the 29-yard line. He simply reaches out right over the top of Peyton Seelman, but hold the phone. Penalty flag has been thrown, and Camden Bird simply points that it is going to go against the Phoenix.
I think it may be hands to the face here when he came down on the defensive tackle. So this could be anything here, we're not sure.
Todd Boyd had a moment and then called his fellow official back to it.
Personal foul. Targeting. Defense, number 96. Got penalties under further review.
So Camden Bird, who makes his 3rd straight start in relief of Donovan Hoylett, who is no longer available because of the knee injury, and Salapack hitting the ground. Bird simply protests that he didn't drive him, but Kyrie, driving him's not the definition of the rule.
Yes, it's about the crown.
Right.
Now, once again, we are like 1 for 296 on
Yes,
these.
we are. Yes,
I
we
will
are.
say, as a defensive lineman, I've seen some targeting. I have a hard time believing that this is targeting, even though they could say he led with his head and brought his head down a little bit into his chest. Do I think they're going to call it? I think they're not going to say it's targeting. But once again, we have been wrong frequently with this. But I think that's one of those plays. I see the personal foul with the hit. I just don't necessarily see targeting, and that's if I am on the sideline and being unbiased here. But I will say, I have no idea what this crew is going to call.
But it also gives us an opportunity to say hello to our fine camera folks who have been with us throughout the afternoon and done a fantastic job. Richard Kleckner, Harry Haber, Scott Katz, Andy Tifos, Sam Landesman, Ben Bronstein, replay operators Nate Romano, Anthony Eppolito.
After review, there is no foul for targeting. Number 96 can remain in the game.
But it does not wipe off the 20-yard completion or the 18-yard throw for the Phoenix.
Phoenix need to go tempo. 8:27 left in the game. You're on your own 27. You got some yards to make here, but I think it's just get a drive going, but it has to be pace. You know, you kind of have the Richmond defense rolling a little bit here. Utilize this to your advantage and go.
Got to have at least one touchdown, and then we'll need Burko at some point. Salopek, straight drop, shoots one out, pass is caught. Dieke across the Elon 40 to the 42-yard line. 15 yards on the reception.
TD, that's what I've been waiting to see from this Elon offense, crossing in the middle of the face, allowing not necessarily going outside deep, but showing face, and Jack has the release to get it out there and get it where it needs to be.
Salopek, straight drop, looking, pocket hold. Salopek flushed out, coming to the far sideline, and he'll simply flip one into the Richmond sideline. Peyton Sealman simply giving him a love tap on the throw, the freshman from Mechanicsville, Virginia. But it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
I mean, good on Salopek there, not forcing it where it doesn't necessarily fit, just getting up to the next play. So the Phoenix have to keep rolling here. Once again, it's kind of slow, moving with tempo and pace. Go, go, go. I think that works in their favor here. As the Richmond defense, you're seeing hands on hits. They're a little bit gassed. You want to take advantage of that and move at a pace and where they could potentially do the wrong thing, make that critical error when they're tired.
Charlie Mill in the slot, bottom of the screen. Thomas leaves the backfield. Salopek shoots one out, and Charlie cannot quite grab it. Sealman, the middle linebacker, had been beaten by Mill on the slant. And Matthew Trainer, the backup strong safety behind the play. Charlie's got to bring that in.
Charlie has to catch that ball. That's right across the middle. That's in his hands. That's he's practiced that. But I would just chalk that up to, you know, Charlie Mill hasn't received a lot of catches and opportunities and targets. He has to bring that in because that's a big part of this offense that they need as they go forward.
2 wides to each side. Phoenix on the afternoon, 3 for 8 and 3rd downs. Salopek, straight drop. Here comes the pressure. He'll flip it out, and Chandler Brayboy cannot bring it in. It is knocked away. D'Angelo Stalker, 3rd-year sophomore from out of Coatesville, Pennsylvania, knocks it away. It'll bring up 4th down and 10. And Jeff Yerk on to boot it away. Phoenix will try to back Richmond up and then play defense to get the 3 and out and the potential of a shorter field.
The defense was solid there, but Brayboy, once again, just an opportunity. Got to put his body in front of that, utilize his hands. He tried to cradle it in on that. He had to use his hands to make that catch, and now the Phoenix are punting down 10 with 7 minutes left, hoping that their defense can give them another opportunity.
FCS's leader will simply angle one. It'll hit and bounce inside the Richmond 20, and so with 7:31 left to play, the Spiders will get it 1st down and 10 from their own 18-yard line. By the way, we told you earlier this afternoon, Phoenix Kids Club presented by our friends at Drake's. We're thrilled to have them with us throughout the year. Drake's and Alamance Crossing, enjoy big burgers and the freshest sushi in town at Drake's on Boone Station Drive. Quick reminder, we are not with you next week, the early October open date. Kyrie and I will end this 4-game homestand October 12th on Flow Sports only. We'll be back with our friends at My 48 for homecoming and the Campbell Camels in town as Richmond, off of the opening snap of the drive, will take it to the 25-yard line, gain of 7, make it 2nd and 3.
I mean, great effort by Jake Laurel there, but you got to maintain the cutback lane right there. Marco Paterno kind of over pursued instead of going through that A gap. He went backside A or front side A gap, left the backside A gap open where he was supposed to be, cutback lane right into it, and that takes a potential loss into a 6 yards, easy 6-yard gain for the Spiders. So once again, just the patience, allowing for the over pursue of the linebackers and using that against their advantage.
Snap, play action. Coleman then simply flushed out of the pocket, tried to run. Ishmael Atkins and Kasim Moore there on the stop to the 26-yard line, so make it 3rd down and 2.
Once again, and a good opportunity for the Phoenix to shut it down here and get their offense back the ball with another opportunity to try to cut into the Spider lead, but someone's going to have to make a play. And go ahead, I'm sorry, TD.
Camden Coleman and Richmond feel very comfortable in simply letting the play clock run.
Yeah.
Coleman looks over to the Richmond sideline, play clock at 10. They're not even thinking about snapping it yet.
Yeah, they're trying to burn clock as much as they can just to go run play. They're not going to force it where it doesn't need to be.
Coleman looking, he'll fire one incomplete. Jake Loro got the pressure coming right up the middle, and so the Phoenix strategy works. Yerk boots it inside the 20, and now Jack Salapak and the Elon offense will get it back, hopefully off of a better spot than they had it.
Yeah, primarily that's a great job by Jake Loro, just trying to create a little bit of havoc there on that play and getting a QB hit. We haven't seen a lot of hits on Coleman today, so that was one that was needed in that moment. But the offense, what are you going to do? You have 6 minutes, you're down 10. This cannot be a slow, methodical pace. They have to go, put their foot on the gas.
Play clock will reset, as you may have heard the voice of Todd Boyd, and now timeout has been called. And let's wait and see. Mr. Boyd will let us know who is asked for it, or will he?
First charge, timeout of the half. Richmond, 30 seconds.
So Russ Huseman's ball club takes the timeout off of the incomplete.
Yep.
So the clock had already been stopped. We mentioned earlier, 8th year at Richmond for the man you see on your screen. The 64-year-old native of Cincinnati, Ohio, played at Moeller High School and played for a guy that people may remember, the former Notre Dame head coach in Jerry Fouts. Russ Huseman never lost a high school game. 43 wins and 2 state titles to his credit. Aaron Trussler to boot it away on 4th and 2. Rugby style, he'll send one, and Bryson Scott will simply call for the fair catch and make it at the 30-yard line, 31-yard line. And so with 5:51 left to play in the ball game, Elon will get it down 10. All right, you're really good at the clock management thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you right now,
Yes,
5:51 left. You know you got to have it twice.
Yep.
When do you need to have this drive done? With either 7, preferably, or 3?
Especially with the 2-minute timeout. I think one of the big things is you want to at least put some points on the board with about 3 minutes left and allow your team to make play with 3 timeouts. I think that works to your advantage in every way, but you got to go with pace. You can't be slow, especially with the opportunities that you have.
Salapak drops back. Here comes pressure. Jack simply feels it and makes his way up to the 37-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. That'll make it 2nd down and 3.
And this TD, these are the seconds I'm talking about. You have you guys walking back. You have to get back on the ball. You have to go. You're down 10. You got to make plays.
2 wides to each side. Salapak once again looking. He'll shoot one out. Pass is caught. Jamarian Dalton makes the grab at the 45-yard line. That'll be enough to move the sticks. Gain of 8 when only 3 was needed.
Get on the ball. Get on the ball and go. Go, go, go.
Salapak on 1st down, zips one out. Brayboy the catch into Richmond territory. Spiders trying to maybe hold Chandler down to the ground just a little bit that time. Carter Glassmeyer had a hold of the legs as Brayboy tried to get up.
Yeah, I think Richmond's defense is a little tired. You got to take advantage of that moment. Here's the opportunity for a big play.
Salapak
goodness.
and the ball pops out. Let's wait and see. It's either incomplete or the fumble. It'll wait to see, and it will be ruled the fumble.
Rolling on the field. It's a fumble recovered by the defense.
Elon's 3rd turnover of the afternoon comes with the Phoenix starting to pick up momentum and drive the football. And let's wait and see if they'll even offer up the review here. Salapak looked like he was trying to bring the hand forward.
Yeah.
But Todd Boyd is not even going to say under review.
Yep.
And Camden Coleman and the Richmond offense back on the field. Richmond came into the afternoon -3 in turnover margin. Right now they are +2. Yep. Handoff given to Palmer Smith, and he'll simply find his way to the 40-yard line and a gain of 9 on the play. And Kyrie, we talked about it at the start of the broadcast. It has become a standard and a moniker within this defensive program. The opportunity to force miscues, get extra looks. Right now, the Phoenix just simply cannot find the right number.
No, and going back to that last play there, Zane Gilbert just got beat on the speed rush, and that is what I think the Richmond defense watched the Duke game more than any other game this season and understood that they had the speed to give the offensive tackles from Elon trouble, and that's what they've doing. They've just been utilizing speed to power and just utilizing their athleticism, taking advantage of that, and that's what's happened here today, and they've executed very, very well their offensive scheme.
Handoff given to Palmer Smith. He'll simply find his way forward for a gain of 2. And it'll make it 2nd down and 1.
First charge time out of the half. Elon. Please put 3:55 on the game clock. 3:55 on the game clock.
And the Phoenix will burn their first time out of the half. We've told you about some of the folks that are on our fantastic crew. Ben Ohlmeyer and Philip Doherty leading the way, as they always do. Mia Zebley's been handling graphics for us. Christina Medeo with the scorebug operator. We told you earlier the cast of thousands running replay in the camera. Ella Smith on the video side. Grace Mills has had to listen to us throughout the afternoon, so she owns bonus pay. Jack Gill in the utility role, and of course Quentin Brenner and John Spitznagel working alongside Patrick Cunningham. Thrilled to have our entire team with us for week 3 of what will be 6. I mentioned earlier, October 12th, available exclusively on Flow Sports. We're back with Lori Bates and our friends at 548 on November 2nd. Give is to Palmer, and Palmer Smith will the end of the play. Mark it at the 31. Gain on the play will be a 7. And another timeout has been taken by the Phoenix.
I think the thing, TD, is just it's tough.
Second charge time out of the half. Elon. Please put 48 on the game. 3:48.
The tough thing, TD, in watching this is just watching for the 3rd consecutive week, just balance.
Yeah.
The balance of these, teams are realistically, they're going throw game, they're going run game, they're getting what they want from a defensive standpoint, and the defense is, just kind of had areas of struggle in making tackles, but there's also the offense has to help out in the moments, a lot of turnovers. For the 3rd consecutive week, I feel like it's been tough to say that this is the standard that's been created for Elon football, but then also losing potentially, 3 minutes and 48 seconds left, potentially losing your 3rd straight home game is something unfathomable that we thought kind of going into this season.
Phoenix also would do that in front of the 4th largest crowd in the history of Rhodes Stadium, 10,589.
Yep.
Coleman on 2nd down and short. Give is to the 3rd back of the rotation in Foster Powell. And the redshirt freshman from Richmond will find his way. And about a half yard shy of the marker. And another timeout will be taken. Should be the final one of the half. Yep. 3rd and 3rd and final timeout of the afternoon has been taken for the Phoenix. I'm going to kind of take you back to last year for a quick moment.
Let's do it.
Following the loss to Villanova, Phoenix went into the open date, came out, Monmouth here at Rhodes Stadium, Delaware the next weekend. It was an offense that all of a sudden became explosive. If it's Jack Salopek the rest of the way, it potentially may be. How important is it that the open date is next Saturday?
I think the open date is important for a lot of reasons. I think the Phoenix have to really look at themselves internally, not necessarily from a coach standpoint, but your captains, your leaders of the team. They have to look internally and really challenge this group to continue to push forward, because this is has not been representative of their best at all to begin the season.
Foster Powell with the carry. He'll simply be stopped at the 29-yard line, so it'll bring up 4th down and 1. And Russ Huseman's going to make the decision to roll the dice here and go for it.
Yep.
Richmond has yet to go for it on the afternoon on 4th down. Spiders on the season, 5 for 7. Elon opponents are 4 for 7, and guy who was the defensive coordinator for the Spiders when they won the national title in 2008 is going to let the play clock run all the way down and will simply burn one of the final 2 timeouts for Richmond. We told you earlier, Elon back here against New Hampshire October 12th, and then 3 of the next 4 on the road, at Albany, at Hampton, homecoming with Campbell, and then at William and Mary. Richmond winds up now with an interesting next month. North Carolina A&T and Delaware at Robins Stadium over the next 3 weeks. They'll draw the bye October 12th. Then they are at the brand new league member, Smithfield, Rhode Island. Bet you didn't have that on your bingo card. Richmond's final year in the league, they would go and face the ball club that's leaving to go to the FBS, as well as the new kid in town in back-to-back weeks. Who says the schedule makers don't have a little bit of a sense of humor sometimes? 4th down and 1, and after the timeout, the Spiders will have a go. Snap, handoff given to Zach Palmer-Smith, and he's got the first and a little bit more down to the 27-yard line. But Richmond will then close Towson at home, at Campbell, at Hampton, and William and Mary.
Yeah, that's body on body, and that's just Will. I mean, you know, Caleb was there, but it was just ran through that and then got where he needed to be. So essentially with no timeouts left and just the 2-minute timeout to stop the clock, and they're probably going to run it down because I don't even think the play clock has started yet. Oh, they're still having a conversation on the side there.
A defensive player's helmet came off. Please put the game clock at 2:49 and set the game clock.
So 2:49.
Game clock at 2:49. Thank you. Everything will start on my signal.
So 2:49, they will have to snap it. Now, don't ask me how 23 seconds wind off.
Yes.
From the time the helmet pops free until the clock gets stopped.
Well, CTD clocks have minds of their own, bub. They do.
Well, thank you.
What they
appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you saying the clocks have a mind of their own.
The clock just wants
good.
the clock. The clock is clocking.
The clock just wants
the
to
clock.
clock.
The clock is clocking,
Yeah,
TD.
The clock just wants to clock. There you go. And Coleman will snap it one more time. He has been fantastic in relief of Kyle Wickersham. Give to Zach Palmer-Smith, and he'll simply lean his way to the 25-yard line, gain of 2, and this will send us to the 2-minute timeout, and indeed it does. Final timeout of the afternoon. We send it to the break. Spiders in front 27-17 on an afternoon that they have piled up over 400 yards of offense and forced 3 Elon miscues.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy, with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the Modern difference.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or Call 919-813-6860.
27-17, Richmond in front by 10. Down to the Elon sideline. Hampton Farms presents our sideline reports with Hannah Brady. Hannah?
Like the rug was pulled out from underneath the Phoenix. The energy that Jack Selepak brought has kind of fizzled out a little bit, but after he had that touchdown with TJ Thomas, he's continued to encourage his teammates and is starting to take the shape of a leader for this team. And if he is going to have the starting job, he has definitely won his teammates over today, guys.
Hannah, thanks so much. Zach Palmer-Smith with the carry will bring up a 3rd down and 3. Well, you and I talked about it during the offseason. Phoenix certainly went into the transfer portal to try to fortify some spots and strengthen some spots, and getting a guy who had experience, game experience, to back up Matthew Downing was a central point for the offseason.
And TD, I think that's great that Jack has come in and he's trying to really rally the troops. But I look at Zane Gilbert, I look at Timothy Hogan, I look at Zach Burkett, I look at Jabril Williams, I look at Matthew Downing, I look at Chandler Brayboy, I look at all of these guys who have been around Elon football for a long time. They have to be the leaders. This has to be something that means something to them and be the voices outside of the coaches. They have to be that. And the fact that they're not being that is kind of disappointing to hear at the same time.
Gain on the play will be of 6. Hold the phone, though. Penalty flag behind the play. And so let's wait and see. Richmond, who came in one of the least penalized teams in the league, getting ready to get whistled for a 7th flag.
Holding. Offense. 71. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
The former James Madison Duke, Scott Hummel, gets called for the holding penalty. 4th-year junior from out of Newmarket in Maryland. So back up Richmond, 10 yards. That'll be something that'll not be very settling to the guy who we mentioned earlier. Played at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga in Russ Huesman. Former center fielder for the Mocs baseball program, the 2-sport star. Snap, handoff given to Palmer-Smith. He will find his way back to the 21-yard line. Gain on the play will be of 9. It'll make it 4th and 4, and Brandon Peskin may have another opportunity on a day that he's already 2 for 3.
I mean, if you just look at this.
Number 32 of the defense's helmet came up. This occurrence made Pat a 10-second runoff.
Yep. And looking at it for Zach Palmer-Smith, I mean, 23 rushes, 149 yards. He's been methodical. Even if you take that 56 out, he's just been a workman. And that is what the Phoenix were kind of afraid of. And it's just been tough to get him down. He's keeping his feet moving. The Spiders just ran their game plan. I mean, just the balance. I think that's what teams realize. They don't have to do too good in one area. They just need to have a balanced front. 203 yards passing, 218 rushing. 19 first downs. I mean, they've just, in 61 plays, I mean, they averaged 7 yards a play today, and they just took advantage of every moment that they had to just try to really give themselves the best opportunity in this game, and that's what they've done. So they're walking out of Rhodes for the second.
They touted the air raid.
Yeah,
the air raid had come to Richmond and everything else with regards to the changeover in offensive coordinator and so forth and so on. Winston October has stepped in the last 2 years as the offensive coordinator. This is an offense.
The game clock did not start on the snap. At the end of the play, there should have been 1 minute and 5 seconds on the clock. The defensive helmet coming off causes that 10-second runoff. Please set the game clock to 55 seconds, the play clock to 40, and both will start on my signal.
This is an offense that has kind of changed over the last 2 years, and certainly no better point of that than the fact that Zach Palmer-Smith, who ran for 156 last week, most yards by a Spider since 2017, just the second 150-yard effort since the 2015 season. And he is on the verge of getting ready to make back-to-back 150-yard efforts, although I do not believe that the 8th-year head coach is going to go for it here. I think he's just going to wind the clock down to 15 and potentially bring on Brandon Peskin. Although Richmond lines up in the offensive set as the play clock goes under 10 seconds. Snap, well, handoff given to Palmer Smith, and a fitting close to the afternoon as he will take it all the way down to the 2. On the final snap, it is a 19-yard gain, and for the second consecutive week, the young man who's the transfer from Wagner and the junior from Delran, New Jersey, simply finds his way to the Spider high water mark. In terms of the run game, the clock will expire, and Richmond, who led early by the count of 13-0, will find their way to a 27-17 win, as a couple of head coaches who were very complimentary of one another this week and talked about the similarities in their programs simply gather at midfield for a brief moment.
Yeah, great win for the Richmond Spiders. They came in here, they played the game that they wanted to play, physical at the point of attack, dominating at the line of scrimmage at times on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Outstanding play by the defensive ends, just being fast, physical, and taking advantage of that athleticism. Third straight loss at home for the Phoenix. Really, really disappointing to see. And I'll go back to the same thing I said last week and the week before, just the energy. The teams have come in here, they've played fast, they played physical, they played hard, they played with the desire to win. Just with that, and just with the Phoenix, is just, once again, it feels like going through the motions. I feel like it was a little bit better from an effort standpoint than last week. But, I mean, if you just look at it, it's just offensively a lot of issues, not really getting things solved on the offensive line standpoint, and just not executing, switching quarterbacks. Salapak comes in, makes some plays. The turnovers, I think we've seen a lot of turnovers from the Phoenix.
-5, by the way, on the homestand.
Yeah, -5 on the homestand. But then you're looking on the defensive side of the ball. Just the ability that teams have been able to just have a balanced attack against the Phoenix on the run game or the throw game, and just taking advantage of the Phoenix and not being able to tackle. That's not Elon football. We're saying this another week in a row. You get to the bye. I don't put this on the coaches. I don't put this on the coaching staff. I put this on the players. How do you want the season to go? You're 1-4. You're going to the bye. Are you going to come back on the second half, lock in, and figure it out, or are we going to put a bow on this thing and mail it in? But I don't know. The Phoenix has a lot of soul searching to do, and the leaders have to lead, or it's going to be a scary situation.
Last season, the Phoenix went to the bye off of 2 straight losses to Central and Villanova. They came back from the bye and interjected themselves back into the CAA conference title race over the final month of the season. They'll try to do so starting October 12th, but until then, Elon will head to the open date off of a 3rd straight home loss, a 4th loss in their first 5 games, while Richmond has won 3 straight and bounced back after the loss to Wofford in the home opener. For Kyrie Walker, Hannah Brady, our entire broadcast team, I'm Taylor Durham. We'll see you in early November for homecoming. This is Elon Football.